What's going on, everybody? It is, what is it? Tuesday night. It's Tuesday after the Super Bowl and Super Bowl 2025 with the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the favorites up against the number one defense and the Philadelphia Eagles. It was quite a show the first, couple series until about halftime when it was over.
It's about right. It's about right.
Yeah, what's up? We got Rock and Roll Rebel Show with us today. As usual, when we're covering them sports. And I'm a Kingdom Radio, baby. Kingdom Radio's been making some moves the last couple weeks.
You making some moves? You making some moves?
Yeah, we got the Kingdom Food Network. So if you haven't seen the Kingdom Food Network, that is, we're trying to pick that off the ground. Kingdom Food Network has been going for a year and a half now.
Well, I saw you were smoking meats or something. I saw some Instagram post where you had like a chicken or something. You were putting some juices in a chicken.
Well, yeah. So I got a new smoker, but basically we got invited to the World Championship barbecue cook-off at the Houston Rodeo, where the best of the best cookers and barbecue and smokers and whatever in the whole entire world have a competition right in Houston, Texas. And we got the invite to be there, not to cook, but to cover the show, Kingdom Radio. So that's coming up in the next week and a half. So that's cool. And then we have a couple shows that we're doing permanent lighting, the kind of permanent lighting that you got on your house. They have this a product that's similar with training and stuff like that. So we'll be doing permanent lighting training. That's on Monday. And then this Friday coming up is Valentine's Day. So if you haven't bought your loved one something for Valentine's Day, don't worry. We all wait till the last minute. Just make sure you get an early start on it Friday morning.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, Big Dow? You know what I'm saying?
When you with me, every day's Valentine's Day.
And then there you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, that sounds like
fake news.
That's real news. That's real news.
That sounds like fake news.
Get the dumb motherfucker.
So yeah, man. So the Super Bowl Sunday, man. What'd you do? What'd you cook? What was the scenery?
We had the veggie trays. We had the chicken wings. We had some dips. Just enormous smorgasbord of stuff. You had like the rotel and cheese whiz mixed together and all that stuff.
What time do you have all this ready? Like, so all of this is ready 2
probably
hours before
lunch,
the game?
After lunch, we'll have lunch, like 12:30. And then I started prepping stuff probably like 3:34. So from 4 all the way out till probably 6, people were munching on stuff, or I was frying up some chicken wings and stuff.
You ain't doing this shit during the game.
No. Because the game comes on like 6:30. You know what I'm saying? So by then, everybody's already done ate and filled up. And then you want to eat some pickings, you eat some pickings,
Yeah, well, you're ready to watch the game at that point.
Then the Super Bowl comes on, that's like daddy's going away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Daddy, where you at? Daddy's watching some manly shit, kids.
But the Super Bowl was exciting, one of the best Super Bowls of all time. If they're saying on the internet, I don't know if that's true though. You can't believe everything.
There's no way that the game's over at halftime. It's the best ever.
No. That's what I'm wondering about all the ratings and even the. I thought the. Wasn't just the tip, I promise. Okay. Is that your Valentine's Day shirts you making? You making shirts?
Yeah, that's the Valentine's Day collection. So if you're interested in just the tip, I promise, shirt, we have those here.
But when they have that Eric Benoit that did the national anthem, and then they had they're still doing the black national anthem. I don't understand that. I missed that.
They're still doing that.
They're still doing that. If you're Irish or Italian or German or French, maybe we got to put out something for our national anthems. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair for African Americans just to have a national anthem all by themselves.
Well, it's woke ass. It's just woke NFL.
Yeah, I think the NFL is like the only one that quite isn't past all the nonsense. You see, like I saw Google today. I think they took off Pride Month off their calendar, off Google Calendar. If you use it, I don't use it, so.
They took off the start of Black History Month and Pride Month, and Golf of America has been on there for 2 days.
Nice. We winning. They can't
I
keep
mean, I don't know if we're winning. I think the American voters
America.
are winning. You know what I'm saying? And
Taxpayers
speaking
are
of
winning.
winning, did you see Harry Balls today?
No, I did not see this Harry Balls today, but I saw he in the White House too with
Yeah, he was in the White House.
his
So
child. Yeah.
Elon Musk changed his name to Harry Balls for like I don't know a couple hours, and then as soon as he did, then here comes CNN.
The disruptor in chief, Elon Musk, who
the the fake news said the disruptor in chief. So Elon Musk is now the disruptor in chief.
now the disruptor in chief, Elon Musk,
really?
who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Balls, tweeted this morning, democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup. An activist judge is not a real judge.
So there's that, man.
Isn't that weird though? Like a judge can say to the president of the United States, "Oh no, you can't have that order." But isn't there federal judges everywhere?
Well, you have constitutional law. So
Yeah,
when a president is making an executive presidential, their executive power and they're writing something, they are supposed to consult with, a constitutional lawyer to say, can you do this? And then if they do something that's unconstitutional, it's just a temporary thing. And then a judge could step in and say, whoa, this is not constitutional. And that's what you're seeing with these federal judges who think that it's not right for Elon Musk, the dictator in charge or whatever, the dictator in chief, for him to have access to the treasury, because what he is going to uncover could possibly overthrow democracy as we know it. Kind of like, have you ever seen that movie, Designated Survivor?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's on Netflix. It's about the all the politicians were all gone, and the designated survivor, he's starting as president, and then he has to get like all new, elected officials because they're all gone.
Wasn't that 24? Wasn't 24 based on that?
This was called Designated Survivor, and the first two seasons was good until the third season, like most, they get woke. But the point is, if you expose all the people who've been stealing and all the corruption that's in the government, and you actually chase it down with some badass mad rocket scientist like Elon Musk and all of his team of insurgents that can go in there and really tell what's going on, he's going to drain the swamp, really, but he's going to expose a lot of politicians that you would say, if I would have known that, I never would have voted for him. This whole Donald Trump is the worst person on the planet, and and here's all the reasons why. They're going to expose not just fake news and not all the lies about Joe Biden and not all that kind of stuff. They're going to expose like actual corruption, and they're going to be putting names to these allegations. And here's the proof. Here's the receipt. You cannot argue this. You can say it's unconstitutional that I'm going to find this out, but I'm going to find out that you are stealing from the government, that you are stealing from the American taxpayers, and you should be in prison. And you're going to start naming name after name after name after name. And these politicians, they're going to be running for the hills. They're trying their best to keep this information from getting out, but this is the information that's going to get out, and there's really no stopping it. They're slowing it down, but you're not stopping that train. And drain the swamp. This will be the first time I've seen like tax season. Anyone who works and does taxes, man, it's a kick in the nuts to go down through all these taxes and have this scrutiny and this microscope about what did you do and, all the penalties for not paying your taxes. It's finally time that America gets, the treatment that most Americans get during tax season. And you have that microscope where they're all up on you trying to figure out what you've been doing. And this has been unchecked for decades, unchecked for just multiple administrations and, dozens and dozens of administrations unchecked. Not one person has had a magnifying glass shining on it. And now that Trump's in office, a non-politician and that's not a career politician, he is going to expose a lot of corruption. A lot of these guys are going to be bye-bye. There's no way the American voter is going to vote for someone who has like 15, 25 counts of corruption and stealing from the American people.
Well, it's pretty wild too, is that the United States government, you put these people in charge of, say, like Social Security office and stuff like that, and they're just handing out payments to people that have duplicate Social Security numbers, people that are 150 years old. I think today somewhere they said there was like 6.5 million people that are over the age of 120 that are collecting Social Security checks. So that's all fraud. And like you elect somebody to come in there, like imagine if you ran your business like the United States government runs theirs, bro. You would be broke. You would be out on the streets. You'd be homeless. But the government just keeps printing money for itself. And you see all these programs that are all like trans this. They had somebody gets paid $1.5 million to watch somebody open mail.
The whole thing is just
it's wild.
It's invented. It's like you just take the American taxpayer and you invent something like, say, $20 million, and we'll say it's for balloon and balloon something or other. But
popping balloons. That's
and then all of us we're going to send balloons to Africa or something for the kids or something, and 26 million. I put 10 million in my pocket, you put 10 million in your pocket, and 6 million kind of greases the wheels, and maybe about $100,000 worth of balloons goes over there, and then it's gone. And then all of a sudden 5 years later someone's got a microscope on it and you're like, oh shit. And so we all need to come together because you're guilty, like Oprah, you're guilty and you're guilty and you're guilty and you're guilty. And you know damn well what was going on. And if I go down, I'm taking your ass with me. So you better be out there in the front of the Department of Education on this freaking camera, and you better have something to say, because I'm not going down by myself. You know damn well you had something to do with it too.
Well, that's what I'm hoping from this whole Elon Musk with this Doge agency, that people got to go to jail, or they got to stop this with this taxes. You know, the budget is coming up in March. Is U.S. aid going to get funded again? They get funded like $1 billion.
They're closed. They're closed for business.
But they just move all this money somewhere else. I think they moved all that money to the State Department, and now the State Department, that's probably corrupt.
Well, I think they got the State Department, which is Trump run.
I mean, he's got Marco Rubio's the head of that, but I mean, Marco Rubio's just up top in the president's office overlooking, everything else. The people down low, like, oh, hey, let's slip this in.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're taking all of that USAID, not USAID, USAID, because it has nothing to do with aid. No. But the USAID, it's a cool name that makes you think it's about aiding the people. But the USAID, that one, I think they scrapped the whole thing, and they said if there are a few organizations that are legit that are in there, then they're going to turn that over to the Department of State, and then let Rubio figure out if there's something that's actually legitimate that he can run. Other than that, the whole thing's done. So that one's already tanked. They already changed the lines. And speaking of Doge, man, have you turned on fake news? They say that Elon Musk is like Hitler, since he did this, I love you or whatever at the inauguration, and he's been Hitler ever since. And they're trying to get rid of him. And here's what our buddy Joe Rogan had to say about it.
That's fucking amazing. And then this other thing about Elon. Elon's going to steal everybody's money. He has $400 billion. I'm telling you, he's not going to steal your money. I'm telling you, that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is he's a super genius that's been fucked with. Okay? And when you've been fucked with by these nitwits that hide behind 3-letter agencies, and you're dealing with one of the smartest people alive, and he helps Donald Trump get into office, and he goes, I want to find out what kind of corruption is really around. Well, you fucked up. You fucked up and picked the wrong psychopath on the spectrum, because he's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really fucking corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Yeah, it's funny. You see how you watching, like I'll watch CNN and MSNBC, and these people cannot keep up with all the stuff Trump has been doing in the last 23 days or 21 days, however long he's been in office.
He's Hitler. It's a blitzkrieg.
Now I guess it's a constitutional crisis is their word. So, I mean, they're in so much trouble, bro. I mean, the Democrats, like, I don't even know how anybody's going to be able to vote for a Democrat again, because they're defending Elon Musk going in there and trying to get rid of all the corruption and the money laundering and all this stuff. Elon's trying to clean it up for the taxpayers, and they want to defend it. So I don't know how anybody can vote for a Democrat ever again. I mean, this
Bro, he's doing the country such a big favor. He doesn't need to be here. It's like the people who signed the Declaration of Independence, the founding fathers. They didn't need to sign that paper to give up their fame and their fortune and their land. They're all big landowners, and to be fleeing for your life until they chase you down, track you down, and kill you for signing that paper. He didn't need to do that. Elon Musk does not need to do that, and he doesn't need to work for free. Same with Donald Trump, work for free to make America great again or save America. Neither one of them need to do any of that. We should be very appreciative and say thank you for rooting out the corruption in our American government. Thank you for stepping in and trying to make more transparency about where the American dollar is actually going. And if anyone has the fucking right to be upset about the tax money and the American money being spent, it would be the highest taxpayer in American history, which is Elon Musk. He pays more money than any other American anyone on the planet, in his words. But if I paid billions of dollars of taxes, I would have more concern than the amount of money that I personally pay. If I paid billions of dollars, I'd say, if I paid all this money, at least do something to help the American people. Why are you just wasting it on stupid nonsense?
No, and all these cities like New York, New York's a hellhole. Philadelphia's a hellhole. You see what happened with when the hurricane in North Carolina and all that stuff. And there's so much stuff they could do here, but they don't. They're sending it over for trans stuff and all this weird nonsense. It's just like, why are we even paying taxes if it's all going somewhere else? It's all going overseas. It's either dropping bombs on somebody or it's going overseas to fly rainbow flags somewhere. I don't get it.
Yeah. And then you have these politicians. I mean, I don't even know who
I've been told I have 30 seconds. So I am going to tell you that we do have to. I don't swear in public very well, but we have to fuck Trump.
I mean, does anyone tell her that she's not Trump's type?
No, Trump likes him hot, bro.
I mean, it's just like fucking nonsense, bro. It's like, what? I
don't
get it.
So delusional, bro. They're so delusional. Democrats, they're not dumb. Are they just plain dumb? Is it pandering? What is it? I mean, that lady might be dumb. She might be actually dumb.
She's like, hey, girl, I can get you on the spotlight and put you on the news. I know no one knows who you are, Maxine. But I can rep Maxine. I can get you on the TV. All you have to do is just talk shit about Trump like the rest of us. I'll go first, then you go second. You're going to be famous. Watch. And he's like, you're famous for the wrong reasons. Just like these stupid idiot Philadelphia Eagle fans that after the Eagles win the Super Bowl, they tear the city down. I mean, it's just fucking nonsense, bro. It's just nonsense.
That's gay.
I mean, it's a Philadelphia Eagle. The one, you see the one where the Redskin fan was over there at the Philadelphia Eagle game and he was getting harassed and everybody was taking his hat off and stuff. You remember that one?
Yeah. I mean, Eagle fans are notorious for being evil, but I don't understand why they just torch their city. They're standing on cars. There's so many words I want to use, but YouTube don't like it.
Yeah. What words?
I don't know. It's just words, I'm saying it's just words.
It's just words at this point. Yeah. And then this is, we all seen this one earlier in the week where they're removing USAID with some tape, some black tape, and they're taking the letters off the marble.
But is that going to stick, you think? You think that sticks?
100. Yeah, 100. I mean, after Elon has exposed, this is where this money is going. These are the things that is being paid. How can you keep it going? Another one is FEMA. Did you see the lady got fired today?
Yeah, I saw that. She paid, they supposed to put a freeze on all payments, but then she decided to pay, $60 billion?
Yeah, there was $26 million this month.
To the New York hotels so they could pay for the immigrants.
And so they're trying to get their money back and get those immigrants out of there. But, the whole thing is just
Well, I think that's why Trump pardoned the mayor, Eric Adams, so he can come in there and clean them all out. Because they've taken over like 6, 7 hotels there that the government and FEMA and all of them are just paying for them to just, I guess, do drugs and make babies over there.
Well, the fact is like, I can see if you just have an abundance, you just have a surplus of just so much money you can't even spend it. So you want to be a philanthropist.
Yeah.
But when the wildfires in Maui, the FEMA doesn't have enough money to help build back.
$700.
Yeah, you're looking at not talking about coronavirus, but you're looking at the North Carolina hurricanes. You're looking at the train thing in Palestine, Ohio.
650.
FEMA just cannot help anyone. But then they give $26 million a month to hotels for illegal immigrants or something in New York. It's like I can understand one thing is good, but on its face, if you're saying no to the American people and giving American taxpayers to non-American people, let's just say that.
Money, but not for you.
I mean, how I don't understand how that makes any sense.
None of it does. I could see, like, you're right. Like, if you're going to help out all these people, like what Trump's doing now over in Gaza, how he wants to take Gaza over. I don't support that, but I think the end goal is if Trump takes over Gaza, then we won't have the Middle East won't be so fighting no more. You know what I mean? I get that, but I don't feel like we didn't level the place. You know what I'm saying? Israel leveled the whole thing, but Trump, I get what he's doing, but I don't support it. You know what I'm saying? I think
we don't really know what he's doing. He hasn't done it yet.
The United States owns it. You know what I'm saying? It's an end goal. If we go over there, we bulldoze everything, and then we build condos.
Well, let's take a step back. Take a step back. You got Panama Canal. I don't like this deal. I feel like they're in violation of the agreement. I'm taking it back. And then all of a sudden, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days later, Hegseth is down there. They're talking about what's going to happen. Then they're like, okay, don't take us back. No more Chinese. The two different shipping things, but all the Chinese. We've ended our relationship. They're out of here now. When the military ships, the U.S. Navy comes through here, typically it's been $500,000 each passage. Yeah. Now that American ships don't have to pay anything, can you please not come in here? And they're like, okay. All right, done. Win. That's a win for the American people, and you won millions and millions of dollars that we don't have to pay anymore. That one little conversation that I'm going to take it back with, maybe with military force. Please don't do that. Here, what do you want to do? You negotiate a deal that's better for America. Boom, you move on. The same thing is in the Middle East. Nobody wants to go to the Middle East. Nobody wants to take any. I don't want to own the Gaza Strip. Trump doesn't want to own it. But the fact that you have the North and the South, the fact that Daddy's going to come in there and Daddy's going to step in the way, you're like, whoa. I know we don't like each other, but we can work something out before I watch America come in here, because remember in 9/11, everyone got along except for we were all against those terrorists, and that's what America has become in the Gaza Strip. Is nobody wants America over there doing anything. No one wants to see Americans over there. They're going to find a common ground that they can find some peace, and they're going to figure something out before they'll let America come in there. And I don't think it's the plan for us to go rebuild the Gaza Strip. I think Trump's just saying that to make them work something out.
Yeah, that's what he wants. The 100% would be America goes in, builds condos, builds Disneyland.
Nobody's going to live there. It's still going to be conflict.
He wants them to work it out. But I mean, does the Palestinians got money? They got no money to rebuild nothing. They ain't got no bulldozers. They ain't got no diesel gas.
Well, the whole thing is about taking their money and making sure they don't have money.
Israel's going to spread out. They go, all right, we got a little bit more room over here. All of a sudden, we can see the river.
Yeah. So, all these things that he's saying, and also making Canada the 51st state, he's just saying that. So they say, okay, please make it stop. You win. You're right. You have leverage over us. You're negotiating from a position of power. What can we do to make this stop? Okay, now we're talking. Why don't you do X, Y, and Z?
I think he wants Canada to be 51st.
No. And the same with Greenland. I mean, Greenland, come on.
He wants Greenland.
We have a big ass military base. It's not, if we wanted it, we would just take it immediately, be over with. We're being nice. They want to buy it. They want to purchase it. And it's like, I didn't know. I've lived
Well,
in
Greenland's
America my
supposed-
whole life. I didn't know that Greenland was a matter of national security. I didn't know that Panama Canal was such a matter of national security.
Yeah,
I didn't know either. I didn't know either. I didn't realize either one of those was such a big deal. I didn't know that we had hostages in Colombia.
No, Venezuela. I didn't know none of that.
Oh, and Venezuela. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had hostages coming back from Russia.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Well, that's the good thing about Trump, though. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump gets shit done. He gets it moving,
and he's transparent. I mean, if you look at what life has been like the last 4 years and the transparency about the government versus what it's been like in the last 3 weeks, it's been like night and day. That he's just sitting there just answering questions. I mean, stuff's happening so fast. It's like, holy shit, we have a president. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. You have to see that.
Yeah, you like that. You want the next president to do that.
That's like the standard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Obama or anybody did it like that. Obama did a lot of press conferences too, but Trump's out there all the time, and that's sort of what you like in a way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them behind closed doors like Biden was. He'd come out, they'd shuffle him out. He'd pick the question he already knew. We don't want that. But they've probably been doing that for a long time. Even Obama and all them did it. George Bush and all them. I think Trump is how you want your president to be. You want him to be strong. You want what he says, he means it. You know, that's what.
Well, second term Trump has been better because they were on his ass when he went down the escalator the first term. The second term, they were on him for 4 years. They were trying to do anything, take his money, sue him, put him in jail, disfame him, make him a convicted felon, just whatever they could to make sure that he couldn't get in that office. And then once he beat all their asses and he made it in there, and then everything's Republican, everyone's seen this and everyone's like, I don't want to be a part of this. You can't race bait me into, voting somewhere. Or CNN fake news can't just tell me I'm a bigot, all day. And I say, I have white guilt. I don't want to be proud of myself. All these things. People are just tired of this. And then everyone's with Trump. The whole entire country's behind him. And he is the leader of the world. He knows it. He's really ruling with confidence. And it's nice to see that. I don't need to sit here and just watch the news and just say, oh my God, I'm so concerned about the future of our country, especially not just for me, for my children and their children and stuff like that. Now I don't need to worry about it anymore. I feel like it's under control, and it's a joy to watch it.
And what do you think about Trump at the Super Bowl getting cheered and your girl Taylor Swift getting booed? What's up?
First of all, that's your girl, dog. That's your girl. The Taylor Swift is your girl. I can't believe it was the first time a president has been at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's weird.
I didn't know that part.
No, well, I guess to sit and watch it. That's weird. That's why I said, why?
Well, I mean, what did he say till halftime? He didn't say the whole game, did he?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that NFL Honors, Snoop definitely had something to say about Bill Belichick's girlfriend. I mean, he's like 74 and she's 24 or something.
Yeah, what's wrong?
I've been a football fan for a long time. I mean,
what were you saying?
Bill Belichick got a bunch of rings. He can give himself a young hottie, bro. What's wrong with that?
Oh, dude, she's a hottie for sure. But it's like he's been the punchline over the weekend for the NFL Honors. Check this out.
Because I've been a football fan for a long time. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys was good. I remember back when the Chiefs was bad.
I got a question.
Remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
That was classic.
How would you feel if Bill Belichick came to Thanksgiving? Your daughter around his age comes home with Bill Belichick.
It's like Howard Stern, dude. I mean, it's like these 50, 60, 70-year-old guys, and there was some smoking hot 24. I mean, you got all the money, you have everything you want. You're Bill Belichick. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
I don't know. I don't have a daughter, but you know what I'm saying? If I had a daughter that was 24 and all of a sudden she's like, I'm dating somebody, I'm going to bring him by, and Bill Belichick comes to the door, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Bill Belichick, one thing. Then he's like, he's a little old, honey, but.
I mean, how serious is this relationship?
Do you think?
But yeah, do you think? I'll tell you something that I noticed that was really refreshing is the patriotic commercials for the Super Bowl. There was so many patriotic commercials this year. You can tell that they had commercials assuming that Republican won or Democrat won, but the commercials were really good. Here's one of them where they're actually bringing masculine back and men, some manly men, finally showing men in a masculine way in the Super Bowl, in the American media, and then also bringing actual females back, hot chicks, and stuff like that. Here's one of the commercials for Carl Jr.
Be real, everyone's gonna be a hot mess after the big game. Been there, done that. And I've got just what you need to cure that post-party bug. The Carl's Jr. Hangover Burger. Egg, double bacon, yeah, you need that double bacon. Charbroiled beef, hash browns, cheese, and sauce. Just the way I like it. And guess what? It's free the day after the big game. You just have to download the Carl's Jr. app and sign up for my rewards. So get your free Hangover Burger on Monday, February 10th. He'll definitely need one.
Well, that's how all our commercials were in the 90s. Remember Doritos?
I know. Dude.
They were all like that. You know what I'm saying?
Know. It was like, we're back, dude. America's back.
They still had some wonky ones like that Tom Brady Snoop Dogg one. I was like, come on.
That one didn't age well. That one didn't age well.
But the NFL, like I said, they're the last. It looks like they're the last. Well, besides the NBA, but nobody watches that. The NFL is still on the woke tip. Hopefully next year they turn it around and get some people back. And they need to fix their halftime show. What'd you think of that halftime show?
The Kendrick Lamar halftime show, it was probably the worst NFL halftime show I've probably ever seen. I did you see the one where they were catching the people doing the where were they? The guy was out there doing the pro-Palestine protest during the halftime show.
Yeah, I saw he popped out of the car. I guess they didn't do a background check on their dancers popping up. I did like the car. Don't get me wrong. The Grand National is a nice car. I like to own one. And I
thought you had one of those cars, just like that.
No. Kendrick Lamar is okay. He don't have bangers for a Super Bowl halftime show. You know what I'm saying? You want bangers. And I guess his new song, Not Like Us, where he's making fun of Drake. And I guess he won some Grammys for it, right? He swept the Grammys. People got all swept up because he's going against Drake. But they should have had Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne would have blew it out the water. You know Lil Wayne songs. You know what I'm saying? You know a bunch of his songs. People don't know Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar he's like underground hip hop. He's not mainstream hip hop. Is hip hop even mainstream anymore? Sort of.
I mean, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's ain't no good no more. When was the last time Jay-Z put out a big bang?
You said mainstream hip hop. Jay-Z. There is no Biggie, Tupac, but you got Jay-Z. These are like the kings.
Lil Wayne, Drake,
Eminem, Dr. Dre. I mean, Snoop Dogg. 50 Cent. These were like
50.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Outkast also. I mean, these are like the Super Bowl type of names that are like just huge mega stars in the hip hop. I wouldn't say Kendrick Lamar, but here's a video of Trump taking the stage in the Super Bowl when he got there, right? Yeah,
they love Trump. They cheered him on.
Top Gun music, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get copyrighted. Yeah, the people love Trump. The people love him. The people are behind him. The news, like the mainstream news and all that stuff, try to tell you that it's not, but the people love Trump.
I mean, I thought Trump getting there and being the first president. I mean, I see a lot of the Democrats talking online about how it probably cost $25 million and stuff like that for Trump to be there, with the Secret Service and all that. But it costs a lot of money for him to go anywhere. And he said that he did it for the American people. And it seems like a good expense. Yeah. We voted him to go make a difference. And, in that first line of people that he stood in with, it was the first responders from the New Orleans attack where that guy took his truck and he ran it into a bunch of people.
I thought there's a truck drove through. Someone was driving that truck?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
You told me a
something.
truck just went through. You know what I'm saying?
No, I had the whole guy, the guy's name, and I had a video of him talking and stuff. I got all that stuff on
Yeah, that military
radio.
guy before brag. Yeah, but nah, Trump is good, and then yeah, Trump he loves the people. You know what I'm saying? And he honors victims and all that. He does the right thing. He does the right thing.
He's a great president, dude.
But the Super Bowl was a disappointment, big time disappointment. Who knew the Kansas City Chiefs wouldn't show up? Who knew the halftime show was going to be boring? Even the crowd, like they showed people in the crowd, they weren't even into the halftime show that much. And then Serena Williams is out there dancing around. I guess she used to date Drake like 10 years ago, but now Serena's married. I'm wondering what her husband's thinking. Like, you going what?
Oh yeah, no, white dude. Yeah,
Like, didn't
get
you
your ass back in the house?
Yeah, why don't you go? Yeah, you go crip walk over there with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you leave, I'm just gonna let you know. Don't come back. Yeah,
and he's rich too, but he's a white guy. You know what I'm saying? It's funny that he's white, and then Kendrick Lamar's wife, I think, is like half white. But it's funny how you see all these politicians too. A lot of politicians are like that, and then they got white boyfriends. Or
speaking of, don't bring your ass back here. Look at these two nut jobs. You are not allowed to go into any federal building. Yeah, they're not allowed to go into any federal building. Executive order by Donald Trump.
Trump's cleaning house, bro. He's cleaning house. He took away all the 51 intelligence agencies that lied, saying the laptop was fake, got rid of all their intelligence, their secret clearances and all that. Trump's doing the right thing. He's turning it around, and hopefully with this whole Elon stuff and the Dodge, they can clean house, and Trump's supposed to be lowering our taxes and all that. So, I mean, all the money they waste, I don't even know why we pay taxes.
Yeah, and then you see that the protesting in California and all this crap, man. The legal immigration and the immigration roundup, and they're supposed to be deporting people in ICE. Man, it's been protests all over the place. There's protests down the street here with us. Did y'all have anything in South Carolina?
No. South Carolina's a blood red state, bro. They'll lock you up. You do that dumb shit.
Oh, it's been all over the place.
I remember living in Stafford.
Yeah,
and they were doing the Black Lives Matter thing, and there was a Black Lives Matter place in Stafford. I know where the Home Depot was and all that, where you used to go to high school down there.
Yeah.
What was the Home Depot, the Bed Bath & Beyond, that shopping center right there before 95?
Yeah,
they were trying to do a Black Lives Matter. They were trying to shut down that section, and I was out. I can't remember where I was going. I was like, what the hell is all these people doing here? Next thing I know, you got all the Stafford County sheriffs showing up and all that. They rounding them up, tear gassing them. They were shooting them with bean bags. They cleared that thing out in 5 minutes, bro. I was like, that's how you do it.
Dude, that's what we need, bro.
Yeah, just get that nonsense. And why do they close down highways, bro? That's the dumbest thing ever. I guess they're getting some from it, but you're not going to get people happy that way.
That's the Panama Canal.
Yeah, it's wild. They drain the water, fill the water, drain the water, fill the water, and you move to the next section. But I guess that saves like 3 days going around instead of going around the continent of
South America. Holy shit, it saves you 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks? Damn, more than I thought.
Think about it. Going all around North America, all the way up to Alaska and all the way around it on a boat. I mean, what's a boat going? 20 miles an hour?
Some of them do pretty good, right? I would imagine. I mean, they're not doing maybe 30, 40.
20 knots, 25 knots.
Yeah, they do more now. Cruise ships book. How fast?
Yeah.
Cruise ships go pretty fast.
22 knots.
I feel like they go faster than that.
Dude, 22 knots, baby.
That's it.
But, yeah.
26 miles an hour, bro. It feels like it's faster than that. Maybe because you're just out on the open water, because the open water does feel faster.
You're moving. But yeah. I mean, especially going through waves or any kind of turbulent, but yeah, going through that Panama Canal versus, having to go all the way around South America, all the way down past Brazil, all the way down. Yeah. It's definitely, Antarctica. It's definitely
the ice wall, baby.
Chile. It's definitely a lot easier to go through the Panama Canal than go all the way around that continent. I think it's about 2 weeks difference. And if there was a conflict where we had to bring the American military and had to get them on the West Coast and the ships were on the East Coast, you have to come up through Greenland or you have to go down through Panama Canal. And the same as with the trade. I mean, so if we were in conflict and they destroyed those two, if they took over those two passages, any kind of warships couldn't even get to China. I mean, you'd be, so that's to a matter of national security as far as the naval's concerned. Those two ways, either north through Greenland, that's why there's a strategic military base there, or the Panama Canal. It's so important for national security, which I didn't really think about until it was pointed out to me recently with this administration.
Yeah, well, I knew it was important, but I didn't know. I thought we still owned it to a degree, but I thought we let South America. It says, it saves the ships 5 months, bro.
5 months? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
That's wild. It shortens it about 8,000 nautical miles.
I mean, think about
that.
It
takes 8 to 10 hours to get through the canal itself. I didn't even know it takes that long.
8 to 10 hours?
To get through it, yeah.
I guess because all the lifting the water up. And then
I don't know how. I guess it's probably a lot of chambers, but you get in a chamber, then it's got to fill up, and then they open the next one, then they close it, fill it up, close it, fill it up.
Yeah. Speaking of close it, fill it up, did you see this topless car wash?
No, I didn't. That sounds like it can make a lot of money.
My friends and I are raising money for a charity. Can you do it?
Okay.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, let's get washing.
How's this dude?
Yeah, like grandpa out there. Yeah, these kids thought they going to see something. They got these two grandpas out there.
They thought they were going to see some heavies.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shit, man.
That's wild. Okay. That's wild in the Super Bowl, bro.
Dude, just stuff you see on the internet, man. Kingdom Radio. So we got rid of Kingdom, Why Kingdom News, Why Kingdom Sports. We got rid of both of those. We only have Kingdom Radio, and that's it. And then we're doing the Kingdom Food Network. We have the Christmas Lights company with the Christmas lights, and then our Christmas Light Installers Mastermind, which is the biggest of them all. And then my own personal stuff, and then that's it now. So we chopped off a lot, so I can just focus on just me, or the Kingdom Radio. And Kingdom Radio has doubled in the last week.
Yeah.
And I've been working a little bit more on YouTube. I mean, YouTube doesn't seem like it's getting a lot of traction. I mean, you're getting like 5 people, listening and stuff. So it's like, hey, they're going to not monetize me. It's like, who gives a shit? You're so fucking far away from monetizing anything. Who gives a shit?
Well, I understand, like, there's crazy stuff. Like, if you cuss, YouTube suppresses you. But the only way I get traction and the only way I sort of get subs is if I do shorts. That's the only way. You got to do little short clips, and you got to get a little outrageous. I did the one with like Kendrick Lamar was the worst halftime show ever. All of a sudden you're getting 1,000 views. You get like 6-7 comments. People like, he won 22 Grammys. Like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. He won 22 Grammys.
Yeah. Eat a bag of these. Yeah.
It's tough. You just got to cut up these clips. And that's like, I'm going to start doing here at the Rock and Roll Rebel Show. I've even talking about changing it to, like the Big Dan show or something. Or
and do a new, well, you have all the Rock and Roll Rebel Show on your hats and your stuff. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, you can replace all that. That's only, hats are like $20, stuff like that. But I don't know if it's just, because the Rock and Roll Rebel, I've had that for, 20 years.
Since the beginning.
I figure like it's real spicy, you know what I'm saying? Let me take my handles and all that and turn it into a YouTube show. But maybe it's just too spicy, but it could be just me too, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you're thinking, if I change the name, is that going to fix it, or I'm still in the same thing?
Yeah.
And let's see right here.
You got to chop stuff up. You got to chop stuff up into shorts, and then I guess, I don't know. Like, I tried to put stuff on TikTok and stuff like that. Like, I saw some dude just went viral. I saw a video on TikTok. He got like 7 million views for putting his hand in cereal.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing? So I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of time. I guess you got to keep banging. That's the only thing I know. You got to keep banging. Like, I'm at the point now. I'm like, do I want to do a show? Not do a show?
Well, you do it for the love of the game, baby. You don't do it for money. It's so far away from that.
I just do it for fun and stuff like that. But like, it gets tough. You know what I'm saying? I can see people out here trying to do it and want to do it. Like, I could care less, but
yeah, right here you got a little 1,000 on them.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it out there,
Popping a little 1,000 on them.
but they out there. But and like when I was pumping out shorts a lot, I noticed if you pump shorts a lot, you'll get more views. Like some of them are getting like 2,000, 6,000. And then some of your like I have shorts that I did probably 2 years ago that are still getting traction, that still get a couple views a day. So I mean, that's the only way. You just gotta get people what they want. And I don't know if politics is everything. Like when I do like pop culture shit, like when I did like Kendrick Lamar, or if you do Caitlin Clark the other like a year ago when everybody was fighting her in the WNBA.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Stuff seems to pop a little bit more than politics.
Well, I think it's just topic. Like, hey, let's talk about this one specific topic, like the halftime show. And then you watch the halftime show and you talk about it for like 10 seconds and have something funny, and that's it. That one plays like over and over and over.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. And then sometimes I'll just like you doing the show and you'll think of something stupid to say, and you'll just say something stupid and you'll be like, well, hold on. Let's
Johnny Cox. What's up, John? What's up, John?
What's up? But yeah, that's the way it is, you know. And the Super Bowl, I was so disappointed in the Super Bowl. Like I thought the Chiefs were going to win because Patrick Mahomes. I thought the three-peat and all that stuff, but then I knew too that the Eagles were going to win. Don't get me wrong, because I bet the wife $100 that the Eagles were going to win. But I just wanted the Chiefs to win because, you know, I'm a Redskin fan. I don't like
You bet your wife $100. How did that work?
Oh, I won, of course. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
like, I won $100. I'm gonna take it out on that ass.
But you know, I lose all the other ones because I bet the Chiefs to win. Well, I got the over. I picked the over, and I picked like Saquon Barkley to score 2 touchdowns. He didn't score no touchdowns. No, you eat it when you eat it. But you know, you should have put money on like. Because I guess if you lean one way, like if you lean in Chiefs, then you're going to pick a lot of Chiefs stuff. If you lean in Eagles, you're going to pick Eagles stuff. So the Eagles probably cleaned up. If you're betting on the Eagles and people to score touchdowns or pick sixes or Gatorade colors, you know, you cleaned up on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Speaking of cleaning up, Johnny Cox, John Cox, I think you should be cleaning up right now with Elon Musk going into the Department of Education. I think it was today. Was it $600 million they found that they cut that was wasteful spending? If they can cut $600 million just today, Elon Musk, they should have some money for 3D response and to actually put something that's a good use of taxpayers' money into the school system, 3D response. Maybe we'll have John Cox on the show to talk about that some other time.
Oh, they're getting rid of the Department of Education, right? They got rid of that, right? That's officially
no,
I think.
No,
yeah,
no.
I think the Department of Education is gone.
No, what are you talking about, dog?
Department of Education.
They didn't get rid of it. They didn't get rid of it.
You don't need it. Yeah, all that money's going to go back to the states. I mean, what's the Department of Education really doing?
The Department of Education balances the
dumber?
federal money towards education and how much schools get and the allocation of funds for schools and what programs and things like that.
Yeah, but people are getting dumber.
Yeah, I know, but we educate everyone.
Who
we educate the
can't
badass
read.
kids like you that need an ass whipping
Right.
every day, but mama's busy and she gone off to work and didn't whip that ass like she should have. So you're in there back talking to substitute teacher and practicing out your cuss words with the bus driver. And really, if you were in China, it would be like college. Like, I don't have to educate you. If you don't want to be here and you're acting like an idiot, you're out of here, bro.
They're teaching you to be subordinate and to work at the Ford dealership and put cars on the line. Henry Ford, that was the only reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Now
saying?
we teach you to be woke. You know what I'm
Like, are they
saying?
teaching people to code? You know what I'm saying? Like computers? Like right now, I got a kid that's in 5th grade. He should be learning how to code right now. That kid should be able to hack and code right now. He should be hacking bank account and coding. That's everything. Everything's computers. But you know what he's learning? He's learning fractions. So like, what the fuck are you gonna do with a fraction, boy?
The kids are learning fractions. Hey, let me see. Let me get Johnny.
It's not like you're gonna have a calculator growing up.
John Cox. I'm gonna send old Johnny John. I'm gonna send him a little X message. See if he wants to jump on with us and talk about this Department of Education. Let me see right here, John Cox. Boom. I just sent it to you on X message, dog. Jump in with us. Let's see what you got to say about that. Anyway, yeah, the Department of Education. Apparently, John said that the Department of Education is gone.
Yeah, I think it's gone.
I can see how a judge would say, "Hold on." I mean. Just an executive order to shut down the whole entire Department of Education. Whoa, we should have some checks and balances here. A president's not supposed to have that much power. We have Congress and we have, checks and balances, but it seems like you're just I mean, I can see a little bit of their point, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like just get out of Trump's way. I mean, that's my
opinion. Their website's up, so they're not gone.
It is up.
I mean, it's up. So it's going to get funding, but that should go back to the states. Why can't the states have that? Why do I got to have the federal government overseeing the states?
That's a good one. Hey, look, we got on here JC, baby, John Cox, you know what I'm saying? From the 3D Response Systems, Johnny Cox. What's up, dog?
Long time no see.
Yeah, man. Shit, what you doing, robbing banks?
Well, good.
We just over here talking shit. What'd you know? You said the Department of Education's history?
It will be history.
That's a good thing.
You met my cuz, Rockin' Rebel?
I can't.
Yeah, I think we did a show back in the. Isn't that the show where I turned everybody off and you got all mad? You started crying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes total sense. Of course.
Yeah.
Man, we was 3 hours deep and going strong.
Yeah. On the
Ron said he just left. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just turning off.
Not that she left. You left and ended the stream right after the presidential.
I didn't know what button hit. I'm hitting the buttons. I said I'm gone. Yeah,
it was funny. John Cox, what you been up to, bro?
Working on 3D response, dude.
Did you see the Super Bowl?
What Super Bowl?
There was just like 2 days ago, right? You seen the first half?
I was being sarcastic.
The first half, you seen that part?
God almighty. Yeah, I saw it.
It was the first one I was actually debating to turn off. I was like, I think I'm going to turn this off. But I'm like, well, there's no more football.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'll keep watching. But I was literally like, I'm going to turn this off.
I felt so sorry for the people who paid $8 million for 30 seconds in the second half. I'm like, I would be asking for a refund, for at least a partial refund, because there's no way that people are still watching this like they were in the first half. If I was a true fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, I felt sorry for the players that they still had to stay on the field knowing there was zero chance that they can come back and just have cameras just catching their, oh my God, just make it stop. I wish the game was over, but they have to still sit there and go through the motions and still play for another half, even though there's no way they can win. It was, if you weren't a Chiefs fan, it was fun to watch. But if you were a Chiefs, I mean, it had to have been like if we were playing a video game, you're like, just push the fucking reset button, dude. I quit. This is over. Yeah. I just forfeit.
I quit watching it after about the first 7-8 minutes into the second half. I mean,
now you turned it off?
Yeah. I stopped watching it.
Yeah, it was over quick.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If I paid that kind of money to go and that's what they had, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, because they're paying what, $7,000 was the average ticket to get into the Super Bowl.
No.
Yes. No, they interviewed one guy. He paid $3,700 and he said my seats suck. He said I'm not gonna be able to see anything. He paid $3,700.
Okay, I was looking on Game Time. Like you go to Ticketmaster, Game Time is what I use. The cheapest one was like $6,000 or $5,900 at the time, and that was it. But the hotels is something I thought was very interesting. If you wanted to go there Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, it was $3,000 a night for a hotel that's maybe a $200 a night hotel. Yeah, that was $3,000 a night. So I was going to go, if the Redskins would have made it to the Super Bowl, I was going to go down and just stay in a hotel and just be there and party and just be a part of the scene. But then I was like, holy shit, I can't even afford to go into the hotel, much less the game. So I would have had to go about 30 minutes to 45 minutes away. I could find something for about $250 a night. and then somehow carpool to and from the action every day. But when the Redskins didn't win, I just kind of was basking in my disappointment of the Eagles winning, and I ended up buying a smoker grill, and we started smoking.
Finally,
we went to a
finally.
barbecue contest. Laura got the itch on the barbecue smoking, and then we smoked up a beautiful chicken and some hens last weekend, and then this weekend we smoked out an actual turkey that we raised on the farm.
Yeah,
You've seen that, right?
I think so. Yeah, I smoked a turkey for Thanksgiving. It was awesome, and I'm not a turkey fan, but that was
No, I'm
good.
talking about for Super Bowl. We don't have time to smoke.
Not
For Thanksgiving. I did it for Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the business that we're in, we
How
don't
long
have
did you
time.
smoke that turkey for? You probably didn't smoke it long enough.
8 hours.
Hey, that's it.
I had him in half, dog.
That's why I don't like the smokers. It takes too long, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's worth it. If you do it right, it's worth it.
Smoke brisket and chicken and all that, but by the time I'm 12 beers deep, 12 hours in, I'm like, I'm ready to take this son of a bitch off.
Throw it in the oven.
It's fun. It's like a nice process. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll show it to you right here. It's let me see here. Share screen. Fastest book. So yeah, we had the turkeys. The turkeys kind of grew up around the ranch, and then one of the smaller ones. This was the bird, one of the smaller birds on it, but it was where you break the backbone and you
Spatchcock. Yep.
Spatchcock. That's right. Yeah. So Laura had it on there, and she had that bad boy on there, and that we got it to the internal temperature, and we had it injected, and there was a bunch of videos that we made, but yeah, that was it, man. Smoked turkey on the grizzly, baby.
How long does it take you to pluck that son of a bitch? Don't you put it in like hot water and all the shit falls off or something? All the feathers? Or you bought that from Walmart, that turkey?
What part of I grew them on the ranch don't you understand, dog?
I'm asked you how long it took to defeather that son of a bitch.
You think I was out there defeathering the turkey? I mean, who do you think I am, bro? I mean, basically what happened was, if you must know,
what happened was
we had the one turkey, River, which was a tom, which is the male turkey, and then the turkey started attacking the kids. Like it would attack Levi, and whenever they'd be like, whoa, 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 and then it would start like attacking and clawing on the kid. So then we're like, well, look, before we kill the turkey, I really like the turkey. It's been really nice to me. It's just not nice to one of the children. So maybe it's just becoming a man and just needs a couple females to take this aggression out on. That's what I was thinking. So we got like 13 other turkeys, female.
God almighty.
So he could have, something to, display his manhood upon. And it just made him more aggressive, actually, is what that did. So, needless to say,
Well, I mean, think about it. If I went from 0 women to 13 women, I'd be just as frustrated.
Yeah, too many.
Really.
So that's what happened. But I was going to pull up a video or a picture or something of these turkeys, and you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, the tom was like a big deal. Let me see if I can
Ron was living his fantasy through Tom.
You think so? No,
Yeah.
Would you put that turkey's neck on a block and chop it and let it run around? How'd you get to kill that?
Yeah, I mean, look at him, dude. What a turkey.
Turkey looks stupid, bro.
So, well, is
that a special type of turkey? I thought they were darker. Why is that one white?
This is the type of turkey. It's called something. That's the type of turkey. And then we had I don't know what the hell the name of the damn turkey is, but it's something like that.
That's like a show turkey, bro. You should have put him in a fair or something. Could have won some ribbons.
Yeah.
No, he was cool, man. He would just ride around he would just rock and roll with the chickens and stuff like that. And he was cool.
He was attacking the children.
Yeah, and so so this right here was the scene where we finally said, that's it. So I had this little utility trailer, and I put the fencing around the trailer to kind of make a rooftop, and then we just took the turkeys one by one and put them into the trailer, And then the Tom, the big one that's in the dog kennel, I put him by himself. So I just took the trailer like this, drove it down to the butcher for the final hoorah, and they went down the road down to the butcher, and then I picked them up the next day, and they were ready to go.
All the turkeys?
Yeah, man, that's how I do it, bro. All of them gone. Yeah.
What are you freezing the rest of them?
So yeah, I got a one of those deep freezers, and I have 9 turkeys in there right now. So I have 8 now. So I'm down to 8 turkeys that are similar in size, and then I have the biggest one, which is River, which is the biggest turkey of them all. It's 18 pounds. So we'll cook him last. But the turkey was really good, man. Really good. We made the turkey, and then she had this spicy kind of butter concoction that she put the butter in there. And then she had
my phone's going by. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. And then we had the on the turkey, we had the jalapenos that are in the canister with the carrots and everything that are all pickled together, and the barbecue sauce, like you're at the barbecue place. I mean, Laura's been handling the business up on that.
What do you got, an offset? Your offset smoker, or do you got like one of those pellet smokers?
Yeah, let me see. I
got an offset smoker, but I haven't used it in like 4 years because it just takes too long.
Oh yeah, let me see here.
I love the process. You know what I'm saying? I love the process and all that, but
I think it's a labor
good for like certain meats. But I mean, smoked meats too. It's got that great taste. You get that if you salt it right, you get that good char on it.
I mean, this is kind of like the setup right here in the charcuterie board.
Was that a dick, bro? What the fuck, bro?
I know that's Lyra. That's her. She was joking around from Patrick Mahomes. That was her celebration of Patrick Mahomes being a whatever. But yeah, man,
I saw Patrick Mahomes Sr. got into a fight with John Rocker at the Super Bowl. I guess they were out on the streets. John Rocker, he was a pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, and I guess Patrick Mahomes Sr. was a baseball player too. I didn't know he played baseball, but Patrick Mahomes' dad was a Major League Baseball player. And
Are you serious?
Yeah, I guess they got in a fight. I just saw the videos like 4 hours ago pop up, 5 hours ago.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But I know Patrick Mahomes Sr. was getting in a lot of trouble for drinking and driving. I know he had a couple of those, and he'd be like, "My son's Patrick Mahomes."
The guy just can't get out of his own freaking way, dog.
Nah, I guess he got a little bit.
Check this out.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
So that was the
Smoker. What's that? Smoker Joe's.
Yeah, it's a 2, and then the burn box on the side. So it's a gas grill, smoker, charcoal.
You get a dual. Okay, that's
nice. And then so we have the big briskets and everything. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm getting it and all that.
So, but anyway, man, that's what's going on with that. That's what's going on with the cooking and the football and everything. I mean, I thought it was a good Super Bowl Sunday.
Food takes off on channels. I was watching people make the, I guess, egg sandwich, 1-pan egg sandwich. Next thing I know it, I'm watching like 6-7 videos of people doing that. But
once you watch one, all of a sudden they start popping up in your feed, and then you're like, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look at that. Then I was like, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to make me the 1-pan egg sandwich.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a video about it. So as she's cooking, I'm sitting here making videos, and I must have made, I must have made like 10 videos, bro. Of just like shorts and stuff, and I'm getting some pretty good traction, I would say, on TikTok. And I've been putting some shorts on Facebook, which has been growing, and I've been putting some shorts on YouTube. And I'm not going to say that they're doing like so well, but there's people watching them, and I'm giving a little bit of effort to grow it. But I already know that there's zero money, there's none, and growing your channel to monetization.
All you need, I guess you get one, really.
But even if you get one video that's great, the people who are making money is not a one-hit wonder. If they're constantly coming out with content over and over.
Yeah, you're gonna need more content. But once you get one that like strikes and goes viral, then you're getting subs and all that. And then if you can keep your content sort of nice, then you get people staying. You know what I mean?
But that's like a full-time job to constantly come up with this content. I mean, you got the news comes out with the news, and it's nonstop work of editing and bringing out the next show and the next topic. I mean, you look at anyone.
That's why streamers, everybody streams now. They're like what we're doing now. They're live. You know what I'm saying?
But like Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
Yeah, he got a team though.
He's not just sitting up there talking about nothing. He's got a preparation and he's got news articles and he has printings and papers, and they're sitting there studying this all day about what am I going to talk about tonight. I mean, all day, it's a full-time job, you know, feeding that lion or that wolf at the door that's saying, I want to be entertained. I'm tuning in to entertain. And they've been doing it for years. I mean, it's to say that you could step in there and take that. There's been some like Benny Johnson, and there's a lot of people who are stepping in.
He came out of nowhere, right? I don't know where he been, but I know he got real popular
during Trump. You know, he's Team Trump, and
then even like Dan Bongino. You know what I'm saying? Like
I wouldn't say he reached the level of fame that some of the other guys did.
Oh no, he's like the #1 radio guy. He's got like his radio show's huge.
Something I thought was interesting is not just the dismantling with USAID of how they've been funding these news agencies. Not only that, but the White House press secretary and in the press room that they're allowing podcasters now to be news people and have press credentials in the White House. I thought that was game breaking.
Yeah, because regular media is dying, and then like people watch, you know, like Benny Johnson and I guess Tim Pool's pretty popular show.
Oh yeah, there's a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Rogan should have somebody in there, but I mean, Rogan's not really politics. You know, Rogan just has people on that he likes, and then they talk about, you know, stuff that's in the news. But
well, it's not that he's not into politics. It's not really that. It's just his viewership and his influence is equal to CNN.
Oh, more, probably way more.
I mean, the amount of people who follow him and the influence he has based on real stats of how many viewers are watching his show and
downloads and all that, Spotify numbers.
Every single day, him alone is beating a major news organization like CNN or MSNBC, and you see all these people getting fired or quitting.
Isn't that messed up when you saw the USAID was paying Politico? They were paying, like, I guess Politico had like a pro subscription was like $50,000, and they were buying.
It was like $75,000, and they had
thousands of them that the government was paying for.
It was like $10 million or like subscriptions to this. It's like
$8 million a month off subscribers. That's the only reason they were keeping them live, and it was all taxpayer money.
But just that alone, you're thinking, follow the money trail on that one and find out where it actually went. It just went to Politico, or where was the kickback? Because you know damn well that was there was a kickback on that.
Because they were paying for, I mean, they were probably donating to Democrats. They would donate to Democrats, but you probably need a lot of stuff because you run in Politico, you know, it's sort of a news organization, but you got to pay the reporters and all that. But they don't have like no shows or anything, right? Politico, they ain't got no shows, right? It's just like a newsletter. And
dude,
I don't even really know what Politico is. It doesn't have a channel or nothing, you know? What the fuck is it? It's always anti-Trump.
Yeah, well, this is it right here. Let me see. Share screen. Political.
They probably have like a YouTube channel, probably, where they have news there, right?
I don't know. This is their website.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that website takes about $9 million a month to run. Yeah, that's about right.
$9 million a month. Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot to change and edit up that website.
Oh, but I guarantee right now they're not living high on the hog. Right now, I think they're scrambling.
They know it's over. Yeah, they know it's over. I think I tweeted them. I was like, "How much longer is this Twitter account going to be open?" Nobody's going to tweet for free.
They're kicking people to the curb. People are losing their jobs left and right. And it's not because they're saying you need to fire this person. They're saying, hey, can you tell me why that you spent this money doing this? And the only answer is to fire somebody. And it's usually the person at the top. You've been seeing a lot of those people. And the fake news people, CNN and MSNBC, these anchors, they're all taking pay cuts like Rachel Madison. Or you're seeing them just actually just straight up get fired, and they should be.
I think MSNBC got rid of that old lady. What, that Andrea Mitchell or something?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
gone, and then CNN got rid of what was that? Jim Acosta left because he didn't want to go to the midnight slot. So they're all dying. They're all dying, and then they were all getting paid off. I mean, how much USAID money? Like all of it was going to the New York Times. It was going to reporters just to report on nonsense. And then a lot of it, I guess, was a CIA slush fund where they're paying to take over Ukraine and Brazil elections. So they're all interfering. I want them to get into all this stuff, but I mean, it's just crazy that our budget is what, like $7 trillion a year the United States government spends. Do you think we need to spend $7 trillion?
I mean, maybe. I mean, if you can justify it, like Elon Musk was saying, anytime you pass a bill, you should make it available to the public that they can see it 4 days prior.
Line for line. We pay this much for pencils.
Or just whatever you're proposing. Let the American people see it. I mean, to be transparent about what you're passing. And when, now that they're shining this or having this magnifying glass on what's being spent, you start listening to these conspiracy theorist people that you're saying, oh, it's the deep state and they're out, the oligarchs are out to get you. And then you're like, oh, that sounds like bullshit. And then you're seeing the magnifying glass that's pulling back the layers of the onion and they're showing you, here's what it really looks like. And you're like, oh my God, they were right. The deep state is really running the country. Some non-elected bureaucrats, they are running the country. And the proof is like right in front of your face on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And like Elon Musk, I mean, think about the deal with Elon Musk. He might be working for free, but this guy on X, just like Donald Trump, he talks on Truth Social, and that's why Truth Social, the stock of Truth Social went through the roof because the president of the United States communicates with the American people through Truth Social. But Elon Musk has breaking news. He's breaking the news himself because he's discovering the news and he's so transparent. He's breaking news every single day. So for Elon Musk, even though he may be working for free, number one, he has breaking news that you can only find on X. And number two, if you're a billionaire, you have a bunch of money so that what you're trying to do now is make your money worth something. You can't devalue the American dollar because the money that you have is devalued. You want to, on the world stage, is make the American dollar worth more. So I think that's what they're doing in this administration is cutting out this stupid spending, which inevitably will help out inflation because you're more goods and services versus, this just printing money for no reason. And you're having the value of the American dollar will start to go up. Which is hopefully something we'll see, but time will tell. We'll have to see what happens with Canada. That whole thing is not resolved yet, but I think they have what Daddy gave him a month before he puts them back on restriction.
Yeah, he just did a steel tariff and all that, but I saw Elon's crew though too. Elon's crew, they're so mad at him because one of the guys is big balls, and they're like, he's got like 5 people that are just computer nerds, can just straight go in and clean house. And they're all like 20 to 24-year-olds that are just wizards. And they're going in and all of a sudden they're seeing what all this spending. And the media is so mad at these guys and they want to be a part of it. But when the Democrats get behind something and try to defend it, it's rotten to the core these days. And that's why the Democrats are just dying off. They're going to die off. They're killing their own breed. Like Americans don't want men who dress up as ladies going up against ladies in sports or wrestling or weightlifting. It's like, yeah, this lady just broke the world record. She just lifted 500 pounds. Well, no shit. Because it's a man, okay?
Yeah. I mean, the combat sports, like the boxing and stuff, it's like
that lady was beating, the dude was beating up the lady.
And no, it's like, and that's in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So it's like Olympics. It's like, God. I don't know. I think Trump is because he said no men are allowed in women's sports, and then you seen like shortly after, a few days later, the NCAA said no men allowed in women's sports, and you see a lot of people suing, and rightfully so, like Penn State, suing for the swimmer who won all those gold medals. They're suing Penn State, and they're saying that you should strip their medals and give it to the person who actually got second place, which should have been first place. And they have every right to do that. I mean, all of America is behind you. If you're going to do something, do it now, because right now, for the next 2 years, this year and next year, this is when the Republicans have a chance to make any kind of adjustments or, checking the books on the American government and finding out where the money's going. Now's their chance, because this ain't going to last forever.
No. That's why we got to worry about 2024. And because basically the midterm, when the midterm hit, or 2028, yeah. When the midterms hit, that's when new people are going to step up to be president. And of course, you got JD Vance right now, who's vice president. So do we want JD? JD seems like he's doing okay, but I want someone that's thinking like Trump. You know what I'm saying? I want that type of mentality, common sense.
That's you need to clean the slate with the corruption.
Yeah.
And when you clean the slate with the corruption, fucking be transparent about it. Just say, this is what happened. These are the people who took money. We traced it back. It's not like Hunter's laptop type of stuff. I mean, everyone knows that, but this is the money that came out, and here's the person it went to, and this is the person's responsible. And then you're going to see a lot of these people who are just dinosaurs on either side, and get these guys out of there. And because anyone who's been in politics for long enough, there's no way that they're making $175,000 and they have $1.2 million of assets. And then shortly later, just 3 years to 4 years later, they have $7.8 million worth of assets, and they only make $170,000 a year. You say, maybe that's possible, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm sure there's some corruption. I'm sure there's some kickbacks. We need to get rid of some of these lifelong politicians. And I think this going down through who's corrupt and who's not, by going through the books and finding this out, I think there's not a person on this planet who can do it faster than Elon Musk, and he's doing a great service to the country, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you want to elect these people in, and you want them to do your stuff. But like Elizabeth Warren, I don't think she's been that long of a senator, and she's already worth like $10 to $12 million. And you got AOC, who hasn't been that long of a representative, but I'm sure she got book deals, and she's sort of popular, amongst the Democrats, but she's already got millions and millions of dollars, But like Elizabeth Warren, nobody's going to pay her to do anything, but she's already got like $15 million in the bank. Been doing it for like 8 years.
But just think, if you put a target on someone's back and say, John Cox, I know he's a trustworthy guy, in your opinion. I know he's an elected official and has been for years, and he's a lawmaker and stuff. But let me tell you about what John Cox did. You see this payoff of $50 million. Let me show you the paper trail that he stole $10 million on that one. Let me show you what else he did. Let me show you what else he did. And then everyone's going to be like, what? And they show you undeniable, unrefutable proof. There's no way that whoever that person is that you fill in the blank, there's no way that that person's going to get reelected on anything. So then you're going to have a new regime come in. And I think the Democrat Party is going to turn into the Democrat Party like it used to be when I was a kid, where they were actually cool, back in the day, where they were like level-headed, common sense Democrat people. But now they're just so far off with the ideal, especially in the last 4 years with the transgender and stuff like that. I think they just need to come back to, put your ear to the street and see which way the wind's blowing. People, there's such a small people. Those people are not going to vote you in, and you're not going to be able to steal elections. I hope Trump fixes this election system where, you actually have to be elected by the American people. That the whole cheating and not, the whole ballot harvesting and stuff like that. They definitely need to fix that before he leaves in 4 years.
Yeah, he'll be able to fix probably federal elections.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the presidential election is probably one of the most important. But yeah, the state. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just so complicated. But he's not wasting any time. I would say that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, the motherfucker's got a pen in his hand on a daily basis and a stack of like presidential orders and shit. He's like, what was this one again? Oh, this one was this. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Don't you think, press? Okay, well, now what's that one? It's like,
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I've been waiting on that one.
yeah, that's a good one, right? Yeah, men and women's sports. That's a good one, right? Okay, what's next?
Well, they're supposed to approve what? Tulsi Gabbard's supposed to have a vote tonight at midnight. Why are they doing a vote at midnight?
Can you imagine how many things that they need to pass through Congress? It's got to be like a traffic jam from all the executive orders that he signed. I mean, they have to vote on Kash Patel, and all the cabinet members need to be confirmed. they're like 2 weeks behind, and Trump is doing such a breakneck pace. I don't see how they're catching up with him. And you definitely ain't taking no fucking weekends off, bro. I mean, you need to get your ass to work and do some votes.
Well, the media can't keep up. They can't keep up. Trump is just flooding them with news. They're 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're there. They don't know what to do. The media's, you could tell they're in a frenzy right now.
That's what they were saying last night on Fox. They were saying the one thing that reporters are having to deal with Trump is you can sit down with Trump like Brett Baer did, and you could sit down with him for an hour and you talk to him about everything, and you get this breaking news on whatever this perspective, but he leaves the interview room with you and then goes on with someone else and has breaking news with someone else like just 5 seconds later in another conversation. He's just nonstop. The news cycle never ends. Everywhere he goes, he makes breaking news, and it's been crazy the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. But can he keep up that pace?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, hey, do y'all watch Sean Ryan show?
Who?
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest one with Lindy Lee?
What's his name?
Sean Ryan.
Sean Ryan, he's an ex-Navy SEAL. So he did well, it may not be the last one I'm looking at. It was he released it the other day. Lindy, Lindy Lee, Li. So she used to be on the Biden Harris admin, and she's jumped ship. And boy, she is spilling the damn beans.
Oh, is she? That's probably a great episode.
Yes. And it was funny. So right at the beginning of the video, Sean said, "I got one question." She goes, "What?" He said, "Whose cocaine was it at the White House?" So then she's beating around the bush. And then finally she says, "Well, Ashley Biden, she lives in my neighborhood. And I'm not saying it was her, but, this was also at a time that Hunter was supposed to have been clean, found out that he wasn't clean. So, I mean, writing's on the wall, but she spills the whole beans."
Yeah, we all assumed it was Hunter Biden, right? Because wasn't that around July 4th? Hunter was there. And then the following week, they find the cocaine like in the locker.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know who it is.
Well, hold on. First of all, not only was he there, if anyone has any experience with cocaine, you know what it looks like when somebody is hopped up. I mean, you just know what it looks like. I mean, if you know what it looks like, you know what it looks like. And when he was up on that balcony with Dad and he was jawing,
yeah.
I mean, it was like, they found the cocaine like, that day before that. That was, come on, dude.
And the scary thing of it is he's hopped up. She was saying, this Lindy Lee was saying that he was actually in classified briefings, no security clearance whatsoever. And he's in these classified briefings, and he's ended up being the gatekeeper on what his dad knew and what his dad didn't know.
Yeah, the Biden.
How the hell do you get away with that shit?
Well, it's easy. It's because did you ever see Joe Biden giving any press conferences?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that somebody should have stepped in and said,
would arrest.
"We don't have the clearance."
Yeah, nobody's going to arrest Joe Biden's son because he was vice president. He was senator.
Well, they did arrest him, didn't they? He got convicted in the court. His dad had to pardon him.
Yeah, gun charges, taxes, stuff, but all that got pardoned. Burisma, they all been shady. It's like all of them have been shady forever. Every politician probably. Even on the right, you got shady mugs. You got the rhinos. It's all, you know what I'm saying? It all has to be overhauled.
Everyone has a
like
price.
American Idol, and we vote. You know what I'm saying? We call in and vote, and we put in a passcode.
Yeah.
The only way things are going to get done.
I mean, it's kind of like that, right?
That's what you think you're doing. Like, you're like, all right, you live in this district, there's 30,000 people in it, and you figure this guy's going to pay attention to your district. But once they get there, they come fat cats. They're out at dinner, they're drinking, a lobbyist comes over. Hey, you pass this bill. Here's a suitcase underneath the table.
Everyone's got a price, bro. I mean, you say, look, you can't buy me. It's like, how about $50 million? You're like, no, what are we talking about again?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the subject? I missed it. You said 50 million, and then what for what?
We want to ban AR-15s.
Yeah, everyone's got a price.
What you want to do?
Yeah. No, you definitely want to ban weapons for sure to make the world safer. Yeah. Speaking of 2A, John's a 2A guy.
Everybody should be.
Yeah, John's definitely a lover of the Second Amendment. I haven't seen any attacks on the Second Amendment in the last 2.5 weeks. Like Kamala Harris or Kamala or Kamala or whatever the fuck. She said in the first 100 days, she was going to fucking definitely make some kind of executive action to take away people's guns in the first 100 days. I mean, she openly said that. And whether she would or wouldn't, who knows? But she definitely openly said that. And I haven't seen anything that remotely looks like they're telling people there was any kind of threat whatsoever on the Second Amendment. In fact, on the other side, I think there's been more power given to law enforcement, ICE, I think Secret Service with the that there's no more DEI. Everyone's hired on merit. You have to be the best. I think in the Air Force, the military, anyone that's wearing a badge or a uniform. I don't know about firefighters and paramedics, but definitely law enforcement. There's been nothing but enforcing law enforcement and stuff that I've seen in the last 2-3 weeks. What do you think, John?
Yeah, so he's actually having somebody look at reforming the ATF, some of the laws that were written. And one of the things that he said the other day was that and I'm paraphrasing here, but for every new legislative law, they're going to remove 2 that were already on the books that was done during the Biden administration. So
and the prison system, so you're talking about, for me, I live in Texas. So if you're remain in Mexico or you take everyone just across the border and you just deport them and keep them in Mexico, that's the most fucking dangerous place on the planet, is right there at the border of Texas and Mexico. If you have all the criminals that are just right outside the border, so you have to do something with them. I think for the people who are doing the raping children and they're murdering people and stuff like that, if you did something like that to my family, I want to see some fucking consequences. I want to see some justice, not you go on vacation to Mexico and we let you go. I want to see something happen. I think we should reinstate the firing party and shoot the motherfucker and then take them back. But I do like, as I was thinking that, and as I was saying that, I do like the Guantanamo Bay, that they're taking the most violent and dangerous criminals. We're not releasing them back to your country because obviously you have zero control over them. We're taking them to Guantanamo Bay where we can put 30,000 people in there. And that right there sounds pretty freaking scary. And I also seen that, what was the country? Was it El Salvador said we'd happily take you, and that's the most dangerous prisons in the world, that they would also take some overflow of people that are not even El Salvadorian. They're happy to take them for America. So just those 2 is big news.
El Salvador just is like one of the safest places now because they built all those prisons there. And it's like before you couldn't go there, you get killed. But I think
they're not like regular prisons. They're like super max
now. They got just airplane hangars full of prisoners.
But it's like,
I don't know how much truth there was to it.
You have no rights whatsoever.
I don't know how much truth there was to it, but they were saying like the summer of last year that the crime rate in El Salvador went down, and it was alleged that that's because most of the violent people have come over here to the U.S. I mean, they're no longer in El Salvador.
They were shipping them here too. A lot of, like Trump was saying, they were emptying out their prisons, they're in and out their asylums and just sending them here.
Flying them over here on planes at midnight. Yeah.
And then even all of them, like China is bringing people over here. You see all them people coming in here.
Oh yeah.
A lot of weird stuff. And then like the Secret Service guy, like the guy that took over from that lady, like he just resigned today. So he's resigning, that Roe guy. So, but you still got nothing on that first shooter from Trump. I mean, that's all weird, supposedly.
I saw a headline the other day that from Trump, supposedly that Secret Service was or had been withholding some information regarding both of those attempts. So it'd be interesting to see if that, I have no reason.
It'll also be interesting in that executive order that says we're going to release the JFK files and the Martin Luther King Jr. files.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything since that, but there must be something in those files that the American people don't want to see. And I can only imagine what it is. But this is like back before X, back before the internet, the people in John's generation in their 50s and 60s. These guys,
I'll be 55 in March. So
but the guys in between their 50s and 60s that were alive during the JFK assassination.
No, 70s to be alive.
It was like there was, I mean, same as like, hey, Elvis is dead, and you're like, there's just no way. He has to be alive. I mean, there's no way. I just cannot cope with that. I can't. My brain can't wrap around that person's not here. There must be a conspiracy. He must be still alive. I can feel it in my heart. And then, these are the conspiracy theories that people just made up all these alternative options other than what happened actually happened. And this has been going on for decades and decades. I'd be glad if they just finally put that shit to bed and say, hey, he faked his own, or hey, he was killed by the Secret Service, or hey, it was a mob hit, or just whatever it was. Let's just hear what it was.
Right? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Everything will be released, but I mean,
allegedly, I haven't seen shit.
Did they write everything down? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, is everything written down, or is it handshakes in back rooms?
And the Epstein, how many people have been talking about that? Come on, let's just put that shit to bed. What is it? Who is on there that is so dangerous that you don't want them to know?
Politicians.
It has to be, right? It has to be. But if they're making all that public, I mean, is it a matter of national security? It must be.
Well, so interestingly enough, so I just went to X, and there's a Representative Anna Paulina Luna says, breaking, House Oversight announces task force on the declassification of federal secrets led by Representative Anna Paulina Luna, focusing on 9/11, Jeffrey Epstein files, JFK, RFK, MLK assassination, and the origins of COVID-19 and UFOs. And then on her Twitter account, X account, she said, this was just an hour ago, it is my solemn duty to begin to form a new relationship between the government and the governed. We will uncover the truth about the JFK, RFK, MLK assassinations, Epstein files, UFOs, 9/11, and the origins of COVID. That was just an hour ago.
I feel like that would bring down the whole government, though. Like if Epstein files come out.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the government has already got someone chipping away at it, like Mount Rushmore, putting Trump in there. They're already chipping away, and as they're going through the Department of Treasury payments, they're already chipping away through it.
Oh, yeah.
And with the transparency that Elon Musk is showing, God, you can only imagine how deep that's going to go and how many generations ago that they're allowed to look through, because you might find corruption in people like, the Clintons and even further back, depending on how far you can go in the Department of Treasury.
Did you see his? It wasn't really a press conference. Well, it was. It was Trump's
in the White House today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He said they found checks, and it's got names on it, and with these different amounts, but you don't know what it was for.
Yeah, there's no ledger, there's no code.
Yeah.
He said it needs a code on it to say this is what this is,
Yeah,
and then it needs to have a note and say this is what it was, because you can't reconcile these payments because it doesn't say where it was to, where it was going, and what's going on. And there's a bunch of them. I think it was just like he's doing like $900 million a day. Like $900 million a day in just government waste and stupid spending, fraud that they're finding a day. I mean, think about that. I mean, he deserves a Nobel Prize, not these stupid fucking actors that Joe Biden put these Medal of Honor recipients on Oprah and shit. It's like Denzel. Well, I mean, Denzel, I love Denzel, but he's not giving the American government and the taxpayers $900 million a day. I mean, that right there, what Elon Musk has done, he's probably the greatest gift to the planet, his life and the things that he's doing in his life, in my opinion. And for the people who are throwing poison arrows out of him, it has to be out of mere stupidity.
Yeah, but I feel like
right. I don't know.
Elon is just throwing you. He's just throwing you bread and circuses. Like is Elon going to go into the CIA? Will he go into there?
I don't.
Well,
think
he's supposed to start the Board of Education next week.
Really?
That's just that's bread and circuses. I want him to go into the meat and potatoes.
It's kind of founding father moment, right?
You got to go into NASA. NASA spends like $9 million a day.
Well, the thing about NASA is like Elon Musk figures out how to take a rocket and land the rocket back and reuse it 100 times, where NASA it's just trash. It's just throw it away like it's trash. Dump it in the ocean, it's gone. And you're thinking like, what waste? What wasteful? Just that one thing that Elon Musk knows a lot about can change I mean, like, why go to the moon? It's so expensive. It's such a waste. No wonder they didn't want to go any further with NASA's. Like, we planted our flag on the moon. Now what? Elon's got it where the whole entire planet's going to have internet. No matter if you're in the middle of the desert or wherever you are, you'll have TV service, phone service. There will be no more dead zones, if you will. And you know, that kind of innovation, I'm glad it's in America and not, you know, in other countries like China. Rocket Man.
Yeah. And you would think with China's technology, you know, I mean, I give it to them. They got smart people. How somebody hadn't been able to do what Elon Musk has already done.
It just reminds me of Einstein, man. When America was like searching for the race for the nuclear bomb, and we had Eisenhower, not Eisenhower, Einstein, Albert Einstein, when he had a Jew from Germany, and he was in exile, and he helped us, you know, put together and build that atom bomb. It's kind of the same thing right now. They're saying that on the global stage, it's the race to AI. Who can come out with AI without all the government regulations? In America, Trump said that they're going to, the second day in office, he said he was going to build the biggest AI super brain computer on the planet, and it's going to be in Texas, and they already approved that to start going with that. But we are actually, I think, a little behind the curve, plus all the red tape that China is actually, for the race for AI, China's actually beating us.
Well, they just released that DeepSeek.
Yeah, but it broke like the first day they mentioned it. Like, only people in China can get on it right now. I don't know. Can you get on it now?
Yeah, you can get on it now. You can download the app,
but you can't use it yet, or now you can use
it. Yeah, instead of ChatGPT, it took over ChatGPT as the #1 AI user.
You know, the thing about ChatGPT is, like, if you say, hey, can you you know, do this or this, it'll say, whoa, that kind of, there's some violence there, and or that would be propaganda, or I mean, it corrects you about some of the searches you do. And then I see now that if you do a search on it, uncensored AI, where you could have like chicks in bikinis playing the drums, you know, whatever. There's just no limit to it. You type it, it makes it. And that's the stuff that you see on the internet that's like, holy shit, is that actually that person saying that? It looks like he is, but it's not. It's the uncensored AI. And I think that's the kind of stuff you're going to see. America's not going to come up with that, because you're violating people's rights, because AI is so realistic. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not. But I think other countries are not going to have a problem with these. Oh, you make this person look like an idiot through AI. You know, America, we're not developing that for obvious reasons, but other countries will. And that's going to be scary because when AI becomes persuasive and can change elections and control the world through, because everyone's using it because they're too stupid to write a page now. You know, you're not doing math problems. You got a calculator. And me, I'm not writing out some big ass, you know, blog or even YouTube description. AI is doing it all for me. So, you know, I think, you know, generations and generations down the road, it'll be just like when we were kids, you've remembered all your friends' phone numbers, you know, in your head. You know, that's not something you do anymore. And then, you know, for us, writing cursive and writing, you know, essays and stuff, that'll be a thing of the past. There's no reason to even learn that.
Well, yeah, that's what they said, why the Super Bowl commercials were so lame, because AI probably wrote most of them, and all the movies and all
I thought they were good
are all going to be written by AI.
I did. I thought they were dry.
You didn't like the Super Bowl?
No, I was disappointed not only in the game, but I was disappointed in the commercials.
Yeah, I didn't get the Carl's Jr. commercial here. I know you got the Carl's Jr. commercial, and then some people got like a Kanye commercial sending them to his website. But like it was the Tom Brady Snoop Dogg thing was lame. The only one that really I liked was the Seal Mountain Dew one. I thought that was
that was good.
But other than that, I mean, they weren't that memorable. I remember growing up with the Doritos and the Pepsis and all them. Those were memorable. The Budweiser Toads or What's Up, stuff like that. I mean, you had the Clydesdale and the keg fell off and the horse took it to the bar. You know what I'm saying? They could have did better than that.
Yeah.
You know, you was talking about AI. So what was it back in the fall? There was some AI company come out where you can basically take a picture and do whatever you wanted to with it. And I don't want to get a strike on your channel.
I don't care, dude.
But it was a certain kind. It was a certain kind of doll that looked just like Taylor Swift. And you could do whatever you wanted to with it, have her do whatever you wanted to.
Oh,
and
that
they
sounds
like
like a pornogaphy thing. Is that what you're talking
right.
about?
Yeah, it
It
was.
all got
Yeah,
released. Taylor Swift was like in the locker room. She was in the Chiefs locker room getting railed out.
yeah. I mean, it was, and they were like, "Whoa, we can't." Yeah. I mean, you could take a celebrity and do that, and you couldn't really tell the difference.
Oh, I've seen
AI.
it with the NFL, the post conference. Like you can take, like, remember how you see like a family photo, and then the family photo is like just you and your family just chilling at the beach, and it's a photo. But you take that photo, and then all of a sudden the whole family's singing a song together, da 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 da, and you're like, "Whoa, that was cool." But they take like Trump, or I seen it in the Patrick Mahomes where they beat the Ravens in the very first game of the season, and he was like, Amar, if he would just get them damn dreads out of his damn face, he could see that the foot was on the line. It's it. If he was doing
AI will be a problem in the future. It'll definitely be a problem.
100.
Well, not to change the subject, but that's one of the things I'm dealing with here in North Carolina: AI weapon detection for schools.
Really?
Yeah. So, I don't want to hijack your show, but
No. The AI, when AI, they were talking about on day 2 of the new administration, they were talking about AI could find and detect cures for cancer way faster than a human being could. It can diagnose problems, and any kind of this works with this, but that don't work with that. AI is going to be able to solve these medical issues that we've been struggling with, a lot faster. I mean, AI is the future of the world.
No, I agree with that. I think
imagine if it does, like, just say you cure a cancer or something, or you have kind of, like, let's just say whatever it is, AI figured these 2 things out of 100, but AI figured it out. The country who has that, that right there is going to be so much power in itself, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think it's going to definitely have its place. But there's this one particular company, I can't name the name of it. Long story short, so North Carolina had Hurricane Helene relief money, and they picked it apart, and they pulled $5 million out of it, and they come up with this AI weapon detection pilot program for two county school districts. Well, one of them is on the coast, and the other one is right next door to me. So in the bill, I've actually got it, but in the bill, it says facial recognition, something else about facial, then license plate reader, something like that. It's basically for weapon detection. Well, the issue with it is that, number one, it's not going to pick up a weapon if it's concealed. 2, I actually talked with a guy who has been called as an expert witness in school shootings, and he was doing a test at a particular high school where an incident had happened, and he wore a 1911 in to the school and it picked it up, but he put on a Kemper Micro 9 walkthrough and the AI did not detect it.
Too small, yeah.
But this is the beginning stages, right?
South Carolina this year went to clear backpacks and metal detectors in their schools.
Well,
but this is like entry level stuff. Entry level stuff. This is beta max.
Right, but it's not 100%. Right, it's not 100%, and the money that these school systems are putting into it, and they're saying this is going to make things safer. There's already been a lawsuit because of AI, and
this is against the 3D response. This is the alternative than 3D response.
Right, I was asked to present 3D response as an alternative.
Oh, I see. So that's why you know the things. But see, the thing is the fact that they're willing to spend some money at all in the direction of school shootings. It seems like there's one every day or something, right?
Well, true.
I mean, the fact that they're willing to spend some money is the win. And then you have to say, if you're willing to spend some money, let me show you a better place to spend it with me.
Well, and that's what I've been trying to do, but they're presenting it as the be all end all, and it's not.
No,
I mean, it's going to end up costing some people a lot of money if it fails, and it has failed.
Well, I feel like they throw money at the problem or at a like something else, an actual problem. Like most of it's like, I think it's like because they're on like They're on antidepressants, these kids, or maybe it's their home life, stuff like that. I think is,
or they're being indoctrinated, into some stupid stuff where you got to pick something besides being a boy or girl.
Because remember, it used to be like
look at the last 5 shootings.
It was
all
all
the last 5 shootings
back in the day. And now the post office don't get no more shootings. It's kids. I guess since Columbine, it's really when it jumped off. But those kids were all jacked up on.
It's all Eminem's fault, isn't it?
I think they tried to blame it on him, right? Didn't they?
Well, he
originally
self-proclaimed. You
I forgot about that. Yeah, originally they did. I forgot about that.
Blame it on Shady, and then now it's Call of Duty. And then it's it's too many video games where you're doing first person shooter and you're doing all this. Remember Grand Theft Auto was one that they said was it. And then it's you're being bullied. It was all about bullies and people getting bullied, and that was like the Columbine. And then now it's like, I don't know why the hell everyone's fucking using guns and shooting people. I understand that when you and I went to school, there wasn't Facebook and stuff, but there was bullies. There was bullies that make you just not even want to show up because they want to beat you up and take your lunch money. I know my cousin, he got his lunch money taken on a daily basis when he was in school. So, it's a sensitive subject. but now, like, if you say we broke up and I'm mad at you and you're a meanie and I'm hurt, you can really go onto a social media platform and just devastate somebody with a smear something. So cyberbullying is like something that I'm glad I didn't experience, but I can only imagine what the younger kids go through.
Yeah, that's self-esteem. That's all self-esteem stuff.
Well, I mean, if you're getting bashed on, Facebook and the whole, not just your school, every fucking school and people all over the place, bad news travels so fast. I mean, I can only imagine the bullying and stuff where you're like, man, I'm coming to school and shooting somebody, it's just, that's the life. And you see it all the time on the news. So it's not like, it's like, hey, that's a good idea. Some kid with some, they're just not mature enough yet to have the rational, like, that's not something you do. They think this is cool or they're going to get attention. I don't know what the hell it is, but the school shootings is definitely a big ass problem. And John has I know this isn't the place and we only have 2 people listening. It's probably us 2, but John has that's his new job, man. He's promoting this in North Carolina. And my cousin, he's looking for something to promote in South Carolina.
I've actually talked to a representative of South Carolina the other day.
Yeah. Oh, you had a meeting with the representative?
Yeah.
How'd that go? They hang the phone up on your face, or how'd that happen?
No. So we were talking to a state senator's office Monday a week ago, and then somebody on X put me on to a representative out of South Carolina, Representative Joe White. He's in District 40. Just kind of northwest of Charleston.
So what? So he says he's interested, and then you like make the lunch where you talk to him and pitch it.
The South Carolina guy, he's looking at it. He's gonna get back to me, but I am having lunch Thursday with the North Carolina senator.
John Cox, resident John Cox is having lunch with the senator of North Carolina.
Senator Tim Budd.
Can you believe that, Rebel?
And he owns an indoor gun range that I'm a member of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus. Just when you thought you heard it all. John Cox is now a celebrity. Fresh enough.
I was on the news the other night.
You were? Where?
Yeah.
Where?
WFMY Channel 2. They aired it on the 11 o'clock. I think it was Friday night at 11. About the AI pilot program.
You probably don't want all these government programs shutting down there. Throw some money your way. You're like, Elon, get out.
Yeah, John Cox was on the news. So what was that about? They had cameras in your face? Would you say something stupid or what happened?
No, it was actually on Zoom. She wanted to do it on Zoom. So it was just like a Zoom interview.
Wow. Oh, yeah. No shit. Here you are, dog. Here, let's pop it up.
To you?
No, bro. It's John Cox in the house, dog. This John Cox. Let me see. The John Cox is over here in the house.
that was brought up is license plate readers. Why do they need license plate readers?
John Cox works with a 3D Response, a school safety company.
I was asked to come here as an alternative.
He says a county commissioner asked him to speak at the meeting to offer a more physical alternative.
Doors look like doors. They're ballistic rated. There's hidden panels that you could pull out. Some of the panels could be used in an everyday classroom setting as a dry erase board. And if something happens, you push a button. Law enforcement is notified.
Superintendent Slate says the district heard the public's concerns and have decided to opt out of the facial recognition and license plate detection.
But we chose not to have those two things included in our scope of work. Is this going to be perfect? Probably not. But is it another tool for us to be able to use to keep kids safe? Absolutely.
Wow, dude, you're on the freaking news. You sure enough was.
And that's what I was saying. But one of the requirements for that bill to get the money is AI facial recognition and license plate reading. I got the bill sitting right here.
Let me see it.
Well, actually, I may have it.
I feel like that's common though, right?
What, to be on the news or to have a bill in your hand?
Let's see here.
Oh, wait, are you going to present it? Look at this smile on his face. Look, he's on the news. We showed him on his news. That's big ass fucking smile on his face. Rebel, we need to get you on the news, Doc.
I've been on
the
newspapers.
You know what I'm saying? I was a celebrity and stuff back in the day. Glad I'm not anymore.
Let's see. But yeah, it's a big
That's
deal,
crazy,
man.
bro. Congratulations, man. Good job. If I haven't said that, man, you're doing something. You're on the news. You're meeting with people. You're up there. You look sharp. You're talking good. Everything you said sounded professional, man. Good job on that.
Where's all right.
What do you think, Rebel?
You'll get behind school safety because the news will pump they put that fear. So school safety is probably a huge priority for a lot of representatives.
How about a huge priority for anyone and everyone with a kid in school?
Exactly, because everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got kids.
Speaking of North Carolina, why he's looking at that one, North Carolina FEMA, bro. This is like after the hurricane, and this is North Carolina, and they're saying that they don't have any money whatsoever for those people, as they're just paying $26 million a month to put FEMA is paying $26 million a month to put illegals into the hotels in in New York. And that's how they're treating people in North Carolina, where John Cox is on the news.
Well, FEMA's back on the ground in North Carolina, which is good. So I guess a lot of people are just living outside in tents, lighting fires up to stay warm.
Crazy. Barbaric. What's this, John?
All right, that's the bill. In order for them to get the grant money.
So that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to go for a vote, or that's just a proposal?
Say that again. I didn't hear.
Is that just a proposal? Is it set for a vote or anything like that coming up?
So the way the thing was written is both counties, both school districts have to agree on the same company. New Hanover, which is down on the coast, Wilmington, North Carolina. The Board of Education.
Is it North Carolina? Is it North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Okay, I got it. All right, that clears it up. All right.
They're not real big on the AI. The school board where I'm at in Davidson County, they're pushing it down the parents' throats. So they have voted to go forward with it, but to bring in a risk assessment team to say, yes, a good idea. No, it's not a good idea because of the pushback on it.
But 3D response, you AI got out there quicker than you did. You have a lot of ground to make up and get into people's faces first, yeah.
Well, but see, that's the aggravating thing. I've reached out to different people. That's how I got the lunch with the senator. I reached out to him actually 2 weeks before I knew anything about this, and they just happened to contact me while this is going on. So it kind of happens at a good time. But if you look, see, it says where's it at? Tag and track, facial recognition, and forensic face search, and then the license plate reader.
But what's that do to detect a gun, though? You know what I'm saying?
Well, so what right there where it says under A, threatening object detection. But the weird thing about it is they're not so much pushing that element of the AI. They're saying, well, if there's somebody that, because we had at one of the schools in the county where this is being proposed, some kids showed up at school back at the beginning of the school year and found a teenager dead at the front door. Somebody had dumped him out. So one of the arguments was that, you know, this person down detection that would have detected that, and a student coming to school wouldn't have seen that. Now listen closely.
Well, a security camera would have seen that.
So they're saying that none of this stuff is going to be stored on the cloud. It's all going to be housed on internal servers. Cannot be hacked. My question was, okay, let's just say you have another scenario where somebody dumps somebody at the front door of the school. How is if there's no connection to the outside world, so to speak, how is somebody going to get notified that there's a body laying out front? And nobody answered that question.
I feel like my security cameras do that now. Like my cameras will tell me like if it's an animal, a person.
Yeah. Who do you have?
A car.
Who do you have?
Right, but see, the part of the pushback is that they're worried this stuff's going to get hacked. So the company is saying we're not storing any of this stuff on the cloud. It's all going to be
at the school.
Yeah, well, you have so many people like, who's going to be watching my children on the other side of that video camera?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of freak of nature is going to be watching my kids at school? And you're like, whoa. And your answer makes sense for that, but it doesn't make sense for if there was something that happened and the kids were in trouble, who has access to see that there's trouble besides the people in the school at gunpoint in that scenario. And that answer makes sense for the first, but not the second. Huh?
Yeah. So that, you know, that's drawing a lot of questions.
What you got, Rebel? You got ADT, or what do you got?
Yeah, ADT.
ADT. Yeah, so you just, as soon as someone does whatever, then it's got the facial recognition for what animal.
All the time my phone will be going off. It's like an animal, a person, a car.
And then as soon as you see the animal, you say, "Don't send reports of this one anymore."
No, I have everything
faces.
No, I just have everything click up. So I'm ready to open up a safe or pull a gun out of a couch. So,
yeah,
counting.
Do you have the motion detecting security floodlights?
Yeah. I got all that. Yeah, we got like 3 cameras, the doorbell, all that shit. And I'm just waiting for that door to jiggle like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, come on, today's the day, baby.
I've been waiting for this day.
You're like me. I'm waiting for the day.
Today's the day. Wrong house. And then I got that thing where you say like Alexa intruder alert, and then the lights all come on and volume goes up. So you ready to die? So I don't know if they're gonna stay long enough.
Yeah, baby. So what do you think about the firing party? Like bringing back the firing squad for the most dangerous of dangerous people that are in the country?
Firing squad.
You need a deterrent, and that would definitely be a deterrent.
Like you come to America and you like kill 2 people and some other shit, and it's proven quick trial, and and it's proven that you did it. Just right to death right away. I think you're not an American citizen. You don't have the same rights as an American citizen. And I might be talking out of my place, but if you kill a bunch of people and stuff, we don't need to house you for the whole, whether it's a death penalty state or not. None of that shit matters. We're deporting you to whoever knows and no one cares. But these people need to be brought to justice. And I think the firing squad would be, you know, a couple bullets or something, like $10-15, but you can, bullets, and you can just start knocking them out.
I'll donate them.
No, of course, and probably the cheapest way. And then you can fly them back or cremate them, and then have fly all the ashes back. I don't know, whatever we want to do, but that's what I think we should consider doing for the not just for anybody and everyone, but for the most dangerous people on the planet that have made it into this country and have already been convicted of multiple murders and stuff like that. I don't think they get deported. I don't think they remain in Mexico. I don't think they go life in prison where we support them for the rest of their life on taxpayer dime. I think we go straight to firing squad. But that might be what do they call it? A extreme view.
South Carolina has firing squad. I think there's like 4 states that have firing squads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
South Carolina,
they just shot somebody here like a month ago.
Where?
South Carolina.
Was it South Carolina?
Yeah, they got firing squad here. I guess it's because it's like 5 people and only one's alive round. The other ones are wax. So you technically don't know
so only one person is the actual real shooter.
Yeah, they don't know who has the real bullet.
Yeah, you don't know who.
Well, if you're spanned out and in a distance like that, I mean, you can probably tell the angle that it went in, who did it.
Not the cartridge they're probably using. Probably smokes them open.
Maybe so.
So you don't know what they're using.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I think. I think we should bring the firing squad back, and I think the United States military can do it, and don't even worry about the states. I mean, I think the military can take care of it. Because I don't know, just the whole thing is just a touchy subject, and the whole country is up at arms about it. But if you really, really think about it, who's complaining about taking these dangerous animals out of our country? That's doing, I mean, not the good ones that we know and we love and they're friends of ours and they work for us or whatever. Not those guys, the guys who are contributing to the American society. They're just don't have their papers. I mean, those guys, they're not harming anyone. We can definitely have an argument about whether they stay or whether they don't. And they've been doing good their whole life, for a whole generation. They're just not a citizen, at this point. But the ones that are committing these crimes, who has an argument about getting rid of these guys? Who can make a valid argument about keeping them?
Yeah. I mean, look at whatever the guy's name was that murdered Lake and Raleigh. He was originally saying not guilty, and then they had so much overwhelming evidence that, they come back and said, yeah, guilty. Let's speed this up. All right, go stand by that wall.
Did they shoot him?
No, they didn't. I'm saying that's a very good example to use.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And then you'll definitely think twice about coming to America and then saying, you want to drink and drive? Go ahead, bro. I mean, just know that if you're a citizen, they got this due process and people have rights. But if you're not a citizen, you don't.
Yeah, but they don't even
have
understand
those
the laws.
rights.
They don't even speak the language. They don't understand the laws. And a lot of that stuff.
But you understand the message that these people were killed, and there's a mausoleum of 10,000 people that were killed with the firing squad. Then the ashes are right over here delivered to wherever, whatever. It's like, what? Just that message would be like, holy shit. Are you
I
sure
don't care what language you speak, they'll understand that.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, what happened? Yeah, 100. I mean, I don't know. That seems like an extreme view, but I mean, if it was something in my immediate family, that something of that tragedy, someone had murdered and raped, or just any of this crazy stuff you're seeing on the news, I'd be wanting justice. If you're not going to give this guy justice, you tell me where he's at. Let me get the justice.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get the justice. Don't fly him back to Cabo and let him have a vacation and then come back. No. Or just have a peaceful life in another. No, that's not enough. I want an eye for eye here.
Yeah.
Or more.
Put his ashes in a box and send it.
Yeah. Well, him and a couple of friends and a couple other things. We have to, be smart about the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Just the C-130.
Yeah. What is that when you order multiple things? They ship it all at one time.
Oh, the bulk discount.
Bulk, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Frequent flyer miles, kind of stuff. Yeah.
Just some USPS points.
Yeah, exactly. What could Brown do for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What'd you think about the firing squad there, Rebel?
We got it here in South Carolina, bro.
Dude, I didn't even know they even did that still. I thought it was electric chair or the lethal injection.
No, I don't even think every state has lethal injection.
No?
Some states don't have it. Some states don't even have the death penalty.
What's that? California?
California, I think New York, stuff like that. It's
Hmm.
usually the South. South's got the death penalties.
But if you're on the death penalty, you're on death row for like 20 years. It seems like. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I do not understand that.
And the death row inmates live better than the life in prison inmates.
Yeah.
They have more freedoms and stuff from the. I haven't been on death row, so I don't have personal knowledge of it. But just from what I've seen from these documentaries and stuff like that, they act like the death row inmates get to play outside more and do more stuff because they're on death row. It's just a different whatever. But I don't know. Like if you're gonna die, knowing that they're gonna kill you, they're kind of doing you a favor because you're not getting out of that prison anyway. They're kind of doing you a favor where you don't have to live as long. I don't know. But
Well, it depends on who you have as president. If you got Biden as president, you're gonna get pardoned.
well, the death row will be they'll save your life and not didn't Biden do that when he left? Something there was the bunch of people getting death penalty.
Yeah, there was I know there was at least one guy out in California. He's on death row. He killed a little girl, or a younger girl, I should say.
And one of them, like they killed that police officer or something, right? And there was some guys that killed the police officer, and then Biden pardoned those guys.
Yep.
Because I remember his parent was he a security guard or something, or
I think so. Yeah.
he was a mall cop or something like that. I'm not sure the whole story, but I remember his parents were on TV, like my son. I can't believe that my son. We're finally waiting for justice, and then, they just let this guy go. Or just let him not face the justice and not get the death penalty. It's like, you for the death penalty there, Rebel?
I don't know. It depends on the crime, I guess.
I mean, for the most severe of severe crimes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That it's even possible that you can even get it.
It could be on your religion too. Some people have certain religions. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not kill. So I mean, it all depends. Like personally, I wouldn't mind killing somebody if they did something stupid. But I mean, you got different people. It depends. You know what I'm saying? But like anybody that does anything with kids, rape, child, stuff like that, yeah, I guess they deserve it, right?
People who messing with kids, you just put them in prison. They have the worst life ever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People don't have a good life. That they're known for messing with kids, and then you put them in prison, and everyone in prison knows it. They would wish they were dead.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you'd have to.
I've actually seen that happen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a nightmare that never ends and no one ever forgets. And whenever you're having a bad day, you're frustrated, you know exactly who to take it out on. and those guys are just punching bags their whole life.
Biden pardoned like all the federal people that were on death row.
Really?
Yeah, I think he pardoned every single one. There wasn't a lot. There's only like 30 something of them that were federal, that were set to be killed. I think he pardoned all of them.
Check this out. There's this news today that this teacher was charged for rape. One of her students. Check this one out.
In the room, look at the appearance of counsel starting with the state.
Sarah Kelly for the state.
Your Honor, good morning. May police court, John Thomas, equal Laura Karen. And we have the matter off for both first appearance and detention hearing. Mr. Penalty, are you able to address first appearance?
Judge, we can mark first appearance waived. I had a chance to talk to Laura a number of times before today. She understands the charges, understands her rights.
All right, the court marked the first appearance as complete.
That's the kid, black guy.
Yeah, that's the kid.
And Mr. Penalty has taken left his proof on probable cause.
Your Honor, just for purposes of this hearing, we'll stipulate the probable cause.
So basically what's going on with this one is a teenager who got his teacher pregnant when he was 13 years of age claims that he was the one who instigated the relationship and is calling for her charges to be dropped. New Jersey teacher Laura Karen was arrested for raping a male child for years, allegedly stating that around the time the boy was 11. The relationship between Karen, C-A-R-O-N, was about 26 years old and allegedly went on for at least 4 years. They needed to drop all charges. I wasn't groomed or raped or manipulated by her. She never initiated anything. I started everything. He said to the Daily Mail, this was the kid. And, back in December, the victim's father noticed that the child looked like him and his son, raising concerns. And Karen had taught the victim and his brother when they were in the 5th grade. I mean, the story goes on. You can see it on Kingdom Radio, but that is ridiculous, man. I mean, I don't know. Like whenever you're talking about like a guy who's abusing children, you're thinking, man, this fucking guy deserves the worst of the worst. But then you have a female teacher and then some young punk, you know, like 12 years old, 13 years old, whatever, and he's banging the teacher. You're like, I don't know if I look at that the same. I mean, it sucks. I mean, because the teacher shouldn't do that to that kid. But still, it seems like I look at that differently than I do the other way.
But they were in the 5th grade, or he was in the 5th grade. That's different than a high schooler.
Yeah, that's way too young.
Yeah, that's even R. Kelly would be like, whoa, she's young. Or he's
they're
young.
high-fiving. They're making their friends smell their fingers, bro. Those dudes are living life.
And banging teachers.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If I was able to bang my teacher in high school, bro, you know what I'm saying? You the man.
Yeah, but I see the point though. Middle school, late elementary, middle school.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know. You remember middle school? Middle school, everybody's kissing for the first time, and you know PDA, and I don't know. Back when I went to school, it was like that, and then people fighting with each other and hormones and stuff. I mean, I could see someone playing game on the teacher. But when you're teaching the 5th grade, though, what does a 5th grade? You're having a relationship with a 5th grader, and you're 26 years old. That like, what could this brother have said to you that makes you think that was okay?
I'm gonna pipe you.
I mean, just it doesn't matter what it was. I mean, I can definitely say that was wrong, but I don't know if death penalty and in the same scenario we were talking about messing with children, I don't know if it would apply in that situation, but maybe. So I can see different points of view, but that's definitely wrong. And she currently faces. She's on trial right now, and she currently faces 10 years in prison. The teacher would reportedly go into the bathroom while the victim was showering, lock the door, and rape him while the other siblings slept. Yeah.
I can't, and I'm trying not to, but at the same time,
I see.
How is a 5th grader? I know this is going to sound bad. How as a 5th grader are you able to do anything?
Well, you know,
no, that equipment works. Your equipment works that young.
Well, the equipment works, but you know what you're doing. I mean, I guess if you have a teacher and everything, the teacher can teach you these things. But how this particular one happened is 2016. The parents of the victim, they were friends with the teacher, Karen, which ultimately led them allowing their boys and daughter to stay at Karen's home at times. That's what ABC6 reported.
Yeah, he didn't have parents, that kid.
He did. It was like Michael Jackson. Just let him stay with Michael.
No.
The children eventually stayed with Karen permanently. Like the kids are permanently living with the teacher from 2016 to 2020, according to the reports. The victim's sister says her brother was about 11 years old when they started sleeping in the same bed as Karen. So they were already sleeping in the same bed as Karen. And then the teacher would reportedly go into the bathroom while the victim was showering, lock the door, and rape him while the other siblings slept. That's
what the hell was going on with the parents to let the kids live with her for 4 years?
They were
that's a good point. I mean, you know, they stayed with the teacher a couple times, and then you said, "Hey, you know what? I don't need these 3 kids. Kids
are expensive.
How about they just stay with you permanently for 4 years, from 2016 to 2020, that the kids live with you for 4 years? I mean, this stuff's going on, but I don't see how, when you say the victim's parents, I think the kids are the victim from the parents, that they just put them with a teacher, and the kids are, you know, they need to ask dad about some questions about what's going on. But instead, you're like, you don't want nothing to do with your kids, and you just let them live and let the teacher raise them. And this is what happens. I mean, I think, you know,
there's a lot going on.
There's more to the story, but yeah, she's facing 10 years. Speaking of women facing some time, Karen Reed, that is coming back.
Karen.
Yeah, Karen Reed, and attorney Mark Betterow. That used to be, you see, attorney Mark Betterow has just breaking news today that he is actually on the Karen Reed team.
Oh.
Yeah, so it went from being star-studded to even more star-studded, and then right after the Super Bowl, Karen Reed did a interview with a local Boston ABC or something like that. But she did a local Boston News. She did an interview with them, and it was pretty vanilla. And Alan Jackson was there for most of the interview, but it was really vanilla. Nothing really groundbreaking that we learned there. But because you really can't share too much. But it was just pretty much, I'm innocent. And the more you learn about the case, the more you'll know that the stuff doesn't add up and you'll see it our way. It was something like, that's the cliff notes of the interview.
So I saw something on YouTube the other day. Did they have some kind of a hearing to get some evidence excluded or something like that?
Yeah. They're trying to get those expert witnesses. They're trying to get them where they're not allowed to talk about things. The lady, the badass doctor lady, Dr. Russell, they're trying to get it where she's not allowed to talk about the dog bites, but now they pretty much conceded that there's no better expert at dog bites than her, and she's saying dog bites, and now they're trying to come up with another scenario that makes sense on trial number 2. So they're trying to discredit them. And then Karen Reed recently, that she's trying to figure out what's up with these videos, and they went to go get the videos that the Canton Police Department especially has on this cloud hard drive. So they sent their experts, and then the police said, I'll get it for you and I'll give it to you. She said, no, I want to be there when you extract it. So she paid all this money. It was like $12,000 to send this expert in there to extract the actual recording of the Sally Port and all that. And then as soon as he gets there, oh, I'm sorry, that's been erased. That was erased like the month after. And then they're like, well, my preservation, this is the trial. This is the hearing. My preservation note was February 2021 or whatever. And so a month after, I had a preservation notice, don't delete anything. And then you deleted the one from the library, all of the Canton Police Department stuff, all that's deleted, and said, okay, well, if it was deleted then, how did we get in trial something that didn't exist? We finally got it for the first time in trial if it was deleted right there.
Right.
If it wasn't preserved, how did we get it later? So basically, Alan Jackson was saying that the court and the Commonwealth owe Karen Reed $12,000 for this expert that they just wasted her time. They could have just told her they didn't have it instead of her on her dime paying for this person to come out there to get it just to be a wild goose chase. And as soon as they get there, say, sorry, I don't have it. It's deleted. But the court did not rule in her favor. The last couple ones, the court has not been reluctant. They've been reluctant to rule in Karen's favor. It's the same shit that we've seen last time. And it's just, there's a new attorney that's with Mark Brennan that you'll see that's a new in the DA's office. And it's just another mess. It's another shit show. And it's going to be interesting and entertaining. It kicks off in April, I think.
You think it'll go on as long this time?
Yeah, the defense said they're not going to make the mistake of only calling 4 witnesses like they did last one. They thought they had it in the bag and they thought they had the not guilty, but they're not going to do that this time. I see. You always text me about the Karen Reed, but yeah, it was a Boston 25 exclusive one-on-one interview with Karen Reed saying that she's been framed. But yeah, Fox News, Fox Nation did something on the Karen Reed trial. So it's getting bigger, man. It's getting bigger.
So was it you or somebody else told me? Because I know Judge Janine, she did her thing.
Yeah.
Somebody said that she believes that Karen's guilty.
I know. Well, it's just one of those things. Like Judge Janine is on Fox and she's promoting the special she did on Fox Nation for Karen Reed. And they're like, oh, I heard that you did. And they showed a couple clips and they're like, look, here's the deal. Her boyfriend's a police officer. They're with some Boston police officers. She's saying that she had the car. She hit him. She said she hit him. The evidence is all around. Her hairs are on the actual car. Her glass is on the victim's shirt. She's saying, I don't do it. It's a big conspiracy. Come on, give me a break. The evidence all points at you. She's guilty. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So she said something just like that. And when you're listening to it, you're like, I know, but why don't you do a little bit more freaking research?
Right. Yeah.
But you can understand someone who's a judge and who typically is going to give law enforcement the benefit of the doubt. You can say on its face, when you look at the details in that light, of course you're saying I didn't do it. It's a big conspiracy, but I think she didn't win any credit points, or journalism points with me.
Who killed her boyfriend cop then?
He was killed inside the house.
Well,
is the alternate theory. Well, so it was
no other DNA, right? It's only her DNA at the scene, right?
No. It's the whole thing is like she dropped them off at the party, and then she's like, how come you're not home yet? What are you cheating on me? What the fuck's going on? And then she's like, oh my God, I miss you. It's already 4 a.m. Where are you at? I love you. And then the whole progression to, oh my God, I'm so worried. And then let's go looking for him. And then finding out, oh, he's dead on the front lawn where she dropped him off. And so his Apple Health data on his watch showed that he went into the house and he went up and down 3 flights of stairs. And then he's left for dead out like a garbage out at the flagpole. And Danny, he's got his eyes are black and blue, his head's busted like it's been hit with something, blunt force trauma, and they just drag him out and leave him in the snow. And the policing that was done, there was no securing the scene, there was no, like, you look at all of the police stuff that they did, it wasn't anything like a secure scene. There wasn't like, hey, there's a police officer that just got, it was at every phase, it was like, let's not say that, this was a police officer at this other police officer's house. And then later on that night, when there's only 1 inch of snow, they didn't find anything but him on the ground and one shoe. And then all of a sudden later that night, they took her car they already knew they needed it, didn't even know it had a broken taillight at the time. They took her car, broke the taillight, and spread it all over the place and say they found it there, and they found the other shoe, and they found this when there's already like over a foot of snow. And then you're like, you did what? And then it was like, did anyone get like pictures? Did anyone get videos of this evidence? Did anyone get a chain of custody? None of this. Did anyone get a video? And the part where she comes by the library that would have shown that her taillight was busted or not busted, just that part's deleted. And then when they go into the police station, they got it like inverted. So you can't see the part where the taillight is. And it's just like the whole thing was doctored. Every fucking police officer is lying through their fucking teeth. No one's telling the whole truth except for a Dighton police officer that didn't have anything to do with it. It's so much corruption. And the guy who was inside the house that had the people over, they had motive. One of them was trying to bang the guy's girlfriend who was driving the SUV, and they were like, come on back to the house at the bar. And they left back to the house, and it was a confrontational thing. The dog was an attack dog that had a history of biting people before, during, and after. And so the victims got dog bites all over him. And you're like, how the fuck did he get all the dog bites and the bashing on the head if he didn't go inside that house? And number two, if she really backed in,
reconcreted.
Oh yeah, they took the bulkhead out. But if she really, listen to this, Dan, backed into him at 26 miles an hour. Have you ever been in a car and tried to go backwards 26 miles an hour in a Lexus with collision assistance monitoring and all that stuff? So she gets into the snow on a curvy street and she goes 26 miles an hour for however many feet, 50 feet or something. And she backs into him. The car doesn't slow down. He hits his head. There's no bruising anywhere from his neck down, but somehow he gets hit by a car and then he gets thrown onto the curb, and then he bounces 20 feet to a flagpole where he finally lands. And somehow the drinking glass through all of this, he's landed on his drinking. So this motherfucker, he's got his drinking glass doing the rodeo game, going all over the place, and he finally lands with his drinking glass right underneath them. It's like they had the ARCA experts and the FBI experts and the NHL collision experts and these physicists, doctors, the best of the best with the FBI who already did an investigation and said there's no fucking way that it happened from back in the car into him. It's impossible. I've looked at every scenario. There's no way the car backed into him. That's how he got there. He was in the house with those police officers and they covered it up and they thought she was going to go down and take the plea, but she's fighting back and they're looking like a bunch of idiots. And the show continues in April. In a nutshell, that's what's up, right, John? It's fucking crazy, but I mean,
and believe it or not, that is the nutshell version.
I mean, it's insane. But you know, the thing that's so interesting about it is it's very similar to the OJ case, but the OJ case is like on the heels of Rodney King and the LA riots, and no one trusts the police, and you know, and this person is a marginalized person that the police is always out to get these kind of people and stuff like that. So the racial tension, that's kind of the thing with the OJ, where if the glove don't fit,
you must acquit.
And then so you just let you know he murdered him. But they were kind of sloppy with the police officer, and you think maybe they could have been racist and maybe they planted that one. But on this one, it's similar to that one, but you know for a fact something happened, because there's no way that she did it. So how the hell did all that taillight get there? It was like check this out. You break this taillight, and you put the SUV on a tow truck. Okay, you back it out in a foot of snow, move the snow away. You pull it up onto the thing. You drive it 60 miles down the road in a blizzard, and then you make it to the police station, and all of a sudden there's one little hair that's not even like connected to the car in any way, just laying there. And by the time the bitch comes out with the pictures to photo it, it's shifted in another position. But apparently it made it 65 miles, down the road on the tow truck. This little piece of hair that's just stuck to the side of the car someplace. It's like, get out of here.
I think she did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but when you're listening to it, you're like, this is like the most interesting trial I've ever heard in my life. It's such a time suck, if you actually have a job and have something to do. I mean, because it really takes a lot of time to watch every one of these boring ass Adam Lally, DA boring ass, court TV feeds. But at the end, then you get to hear some really intelligent attorneys and stuff break down about what's factual and what this is, and they can't believe that this happened, and people who are actually from the area that have more inside knowledge of it. It's fascinating. And I think the country, it was on TMZ. I mean, I think it's really going to be big news when this picks up, especially when you get people like, I know you don't know about it, and I'll change the subject, but like Michael Proctor, the lead DA, has already been fired and suspended for his unprofessionalism that was done on this case. Within 2 hours, they already know she did it without even seeing her or nothing. Already know she did it, and he's texting their friends, "We're going to get that bitch," and all this other stuff. And they have his phone records, and he's calling her a twat, a cunt, a leaky balloon knot, and all this other crap. It's like, what? It was crazy, dude. But yeah, it was acquittal. It was there was a hung jury, and now they're bringing it back for round 2. But yeah, the hung jury was so the whole jury said that they all said not guilty on the murder, but they think that maybe they were divided on whether it was manslaughter being an influence of alcohol and killing or something like that. And but they all said not guilty, but they just let the jury go, and now they're retrying her for murder when the jury already found her not guilty on the murder charge, but they're thinking that she could have been guilty on a lesser charge, and that's where they were divided. But they're double jeopardy, retrying her for murder again after the jury already said that she was not guilty on murder. They're retrying her for murder again. So the whole thing is it's crazy. Am I right about that, John?
No, you're right. And I'll be honest with you. I may have said this before. That's one of those trials where you really I don't give a shit. It's just another homicide trial. But you get about 10 minutes into it, oh, your ass is hooked. Yeah, even if she did it, there's still so much damn reasonable doubt. You have to find her not guilty.
It's mountains. There's so much reasonable. There's so much. It's almost like the burden of proof is on the defense to prove the conspiracy theory, because there's so much but the judge is so biased and won't let anything get in. It's really the injustice in the justice system on display in the Boston area, and everyone, not just in the Boston area, but everyone in the country is talking about that. So that'll be news in April. What's that? 2 months?
Yeah.
Let's ask. When does the trial start, buddy? When does the Karen Reed trial start? Back up. ChatGPT knows the answer. I bet you. ChatGPT said April 1st of all April 1st, April Fool's Day. Yeah, April 1st. It's the date was set for both the prosecution and defense jointly requested a postponement of the initial January 27th start date, citing that they need additional preparation time. According to NBC Boston, the retrial follows a mistrial declared in July 2024, where the jury was unable to reach a unanimous verdict regarding the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. As of today, February 11th, 2025, the retrial is set to begin in approximately 7 weeks. So that's news on that. Man, that's going to be a good one, dude.
It will. It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to hear someone besides Adam Lally. What, if anything, did you see when you woke up and took a piss? You're like, wow, when I bent over, I got a better look at my penis. That's like the questions that the way that he asked these questions. There's no chance that this guy's in a relationship with a female. I mean, there's no way that someone listens to this, and you know what I'm talking about? Just like, what, if anything, would you like for dinner tonight? You're like,
yeah,
you know, just get out of my face.
Just go away.
So what's up, Rebel? What's up for the shows this week, bud?
I don't know. I'll probably do something tomorrow.
Yeah,
do a little news tomorrow. I'm trying to probably just do like my goal's like Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to push for. But sometimes, you know, it's just like,
Can we get a cooking video together?
What do you mean? Like cook what?
Well,
that's how I used to do all my shorts. All my shorts were me just cooking steaks on the grill.
Well, I'd like to put a couple shorts together because I'm running this Kingdom Food Network, and Kingdom Radio has the invite this year to go to the World Championship, World Barbecue Championship in Houston, Texas at the Houston Rodeo. And it'll be the best barbecue people on the planet going there competing for first prize. And in this World Championship barbecue contest, Kingdom Radio will be there with videos going. So I'm going to be making some videos. And that'll be at the end of this month, the 28th night.
Well, you got some of the most famous places out there, right? Goldie's, Terry Black's, all them out there.
This is not, yeah, in Austin. Yeah, this is not just that. These are just cooking teams that just cook. But this is all over the country. They all come to Houston, and they're like in a state fairgrounds. Like they're at the NRG where the Houston Texans play in the big parking lot, stadium parking lot. It turns that they have all these trailers and these makeshift restaurants and stuff that they make out in the parking lot. And these smoke teams that compete, it's like nothing you ever seen. And Kingdom Radio will be there covering it. I'll be there. Me and Laura will be there covering it with the videos, and we're gonna be putting some badass cooking shows and videos together. So, if we want to kind of move to that towards the end of the month, I'd like to get some cool content put together, and I'm gonna have a bunch of those barbecue teams join our cooking thing. That's my plan, at least. So, hopefully, we'll get some action there with the cooking.
Okay.
Cooking, baby. So maybe.
Hey, when are you coming to Raleigh?
So that was 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago. 2 weekends ago. Yeah. Sorry. Were we supposed to hang out?
No, you just said you'd let me know.
Yeah. No. Actually, we actually end up not going. I had something come up.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but I was going to go to. Well, actually, what it was is the fucking Redskins. If the Redskins would have went to the Super Bowl and they would have beat the Philadelphia Eagles, then I was going to go to Raleigh. I think it was like 2 days later, and then I was going to go to Raleigh and all this other stuff, and then I was going to go to Virginia and drop the kids off, and I was going to go here and I was going to go there, and then I was going to drive back and then hit Louisiana on the way back for the Super Bowl. But what happened was the Redskins didn't win, and then as soon as the Redskins didn't win, I mean, Rebel, I was like, yeah, just fucking, I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to go nowhere, dude. I just want to sit at the house and just be left alone for like 2 weeks. But we're going to Dallas. Let's see, Valentine's Day is Friday, so we're going to Dallas on Monday for business. It's the same kind of business, permanent lighting, but we're going on Monday. And then I have this big deal with China that we're launching soon too.
China.
Yeah, I got so many friends from China that are trying to sell us products. So we're looking at permanent lighting, Kingdom Permanent Lighting. That's going to be coming in from China. So yeah, we invented our own clip, and then now we have our own light bulb.
Cool.
The Kingdom bulb. Yeah. So that one is actually one of the coolest products out, in my opinion, right now. So looking forward to that, man. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all coming on with us. I know you can probably talk on X all night, but my cuz and me, we got little family obligations. We're not like a bachelor like John in North Carolina.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, man, before I let you off, congratulations being on the news, man. That's big. That's big money.
Oh, well, I mean, we're trying. I actually had a phone call today with our marketing team. The girl called me. So Jason and them hired a marketing team.
Yeah.
So I talked to her today. She's.
Did she say, "Hey, John, you look good on the TV"? What you doing for Valentine's Day?
No.
She didn't say that?
No. She didn't say that. Anyway, she's going to help me do some things here. So.
She's going to help me do some things. Good. All right, cool, man. Well, that's all I got, man. Reb, you got something, man? Kick us off, dog. Kick us out, man.
I ain't got nothing. Just stay safe, baby. Stay safe. Stay blessed.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like the way your life is going, man, get off your ass and get busy.